probably do it, but Louis says, I did hear you, Miss Frizz. Okay, so, folks, hello and welcome. This is going to be an adventure, not just for you, but for us, frankly, as well. And this is going to be an adventure in attempts in trying some new stuff, an adventure in technology and seeing if it will cooperate with us. This will be some world building today, but a couple of things to keep in mind. We have not tried this before. We've not tried this many folks on the same call. We have not tried, I've done some RPG stuff before, but it's always been chat led in the past. This one is going to be with kind of us as the cast, and I was sort of coordinating with some of the group earlier, but this is for y'all as well. What I want to tell the folks that are here on the screen with me is this one is going to be us, and so much like other RPGs, the important thing is not that we necessarily take every suggestion. It's that we latch onto the stuff that is going to be interesting or important for us to explore. So I think keep an eye on chat if you wish, and definitely pick up on anything that sort of you feel connected to. But this one is going to be a little less this one's going to be less chat led. I think it's going to be a better experience for both the players and the viewers if we know everybody is genuinely sort of invested in the stuff that we're going to be talking about. But I think it seems to make sense to do, I'll do a brief introduction, and then of course Halfbit is going to take us through a much more detailed introduction of what is the system that we're going to be playing, what is it we're actually going to be doing here today. But hello everyone, my name is Sam, this is Sidecar Stories. I've got some friends here with me. I'm going to be joined by an additional good friend later. And
a really good friend.
My good friend, Mama Cass. But this is Sidecar Stories. This particular evening, we're trying something new, something interesting. This is going to be world building. It's going to be character creation, possibly. We are doing a session 0 for Kids on Bikes. This is an RPG that Mr. Halfbit's going to tell us more about later. This stream is going to be, I would say, probably PG-13, which means we're going to keep it. We're doing no F-bombs because somebody's going to do it on accident. And so we'll just count that as our one. I've got a feeling I know who it's going to be, but we're going to keep this PG-13, and that's going to be in terms of both content and language. You know what I mean? So we're not going to get into super crazy grisly descriptions of people being dismantled or anything. This is not going to be Saw. However, it is going to be some spooky stuff. There will be some spooky music. I don't anticipate jump scares, but I am not going to take them off the table. After all, I am not the one who is going to be running the thing. That is going to be run by the first of our introductions, Mr. Halfbit. Mr. Halfbit, I'm not going to ask you to do the whole two truths and a lie thing, because that was a train wreck, very literally, because we were on a train at the time, and I didn't even put that together. But Mr. Halfbit is a friend of mine. We have performed together. We have lived together, as a matter of fact.
Correct.
And Mr. Halfbit is going to be running this session for us today. We have also got Tuna Sunday, Tuna_Sunday. You can actually find them both on Twitch. Tuna tends to stream more often with me. Mr. Halfbit is going to be doing some streaming in addition later on. And y'all know Tuna Sunday. Tuna Sunday's been around for a long time here on the channel. You're gonna know Tuna Sunday already.
Codename Boot.
Tuna. Codename Boot. Sunday. Scoot. Something like that. And then, of course, we have got Ms. Frizzle, who has been, recently promoted to moderator, but has been, very helpful in the growth of this channel so far already, in sort of behind the scenes ways, including that sweet shirt that I've got. She did the art for that and has just been generally helpful, sort of giving suggestions and trying to, I call her my brand manager or my, what was it? Was that it, Frizz?
That sounds right.
It sounds
I'll
something,
take that title.
Something like that. Yeah. Just good, better with aesthetics than I can possibly be. So, yeah. And I don't know. I'm going to let you share exactly what it is about yourself you wish to share. But that is the brief introduction of everybody, folks. And I think I'm going to let the three of them talk for themselves now. I think we'll go in the same order that we went before. I'd say keep it on the shorter side because we do have a lot to cover today. But yeah, just what is it that you want people to know about you before we go into it?
Sure. Yeah. I go by Mr. Halfbit. I am a performer. I'm a musician and singer. But I am heavily into tabletop RPGs, just like Sam is. I keep
Yeah.
referring to Sam over here because this is where my Twitch is.
Well, it makes sense with your organization anyway, so we're all good.
But yeah, I mean, perform. I will be, you know, I'm really into just games in general, video games, board games, tabletop games. I'm really into stories. I've done a lot of theater in my lifetime, so just performance and stories in general, I am very much connected with. So that's basically me. It's basically all I do anymore.
And that's just me, like in a nutshell, man, you know? That's just who I am. That's the energy that I'm bringing.
That's just me, man.
Says Halfbit. Okay, cool stuff. Thank you very much. Tuna, look, the people know, but they want to know more, I'm sure. What do you want to tell them?
I'm a man in a midlife crisis.
That
Okay.
sound right there.
Yeah. That pretty much describes it. You know, I'm a man in his midlife crisis who, you know, has been working in one place for a long time, but is now going to school for something completely different. But who knows if I'll even end up there? I might honestly change and do something else. I just, you know, can't make up my mind, can't sit still.
Yeah, that can happen.
And I can't finish my sentences because I don't remember what I was saying.
Well, that was a perfect cap off. I think you did quite well. Ms. Frizzle, what should we know about you? That's right, you weren't expecting this question, were you?
I wasn't, no.
Except for the last,
I guess,
120 seconds.
I don't have my 2 truths and a lie prepared. That'll have to come later. I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher by trade, hence, you know, the tagline, Miss Frizzle.
Sure.
I like games. Y'all, these goons dragged me into RPGs, and here we are.
Kicking and screaming. No, that's not true.
And who are you? She's a good friend of mine.
She's a good friend. We're all just good friends
here.
I'm
a really good friend of Tuna's.
She's a good friend.
Yeah, honestly, if y'all want to hear, like I said, we're gonna have to get started, so I'm gonna turn it over to Halfbit here immediately after I say this. But I think Halfbit, you got into RPGs all on your own, but the reason that my good friends here, Miss Frizzle, Tuna Sunday, and eventually Mama Cass will be over here. The reason that my good friends are into this is because I played back in middle school, and then I got older and eventually decided, you know what, I want to try this again, and I sort of pulled them in. I think Tuna was sort of the first one to say, all right, yeah, let's do this thing. Miss Frizzle was pretty close behind that. Mama Cass was a little harder to convince, but all of us have enjoyed them. And now
it all started with a fateful night of Dungeon World at the lake house.
Indeed. Yeah, a lake house which we can't even go to anymore. But we started with Dungeon World. We've played 5th edition, and now we're going to be playing Kids on Bikes. And Mr. Halfbit, would you please tell us about Kids on Bikes? I turn the program over to you.
Absolutely. So, folks, to give it a proper introduction to Kids on Bikes, the works of Steven Spielberg, John Carpenter, Stephen King, Lovecraft, things like E.T., The Goonies, It, all of these entities inspired one of the most popular TV series of our generation, Stranger Things. And all of these things together inspired the beloved game that we are about to embark on called Kids on Bikes. Kids on Bikes is a tabletop role-playing game where players take on the classic character tropes of the films of the 80s, such as the nerd or the popular one, or the jock, either as an adult, a teen, or a kid. All of these characters live in the same small town, much like Hawkins in Stranger Things. It's so small that you could ride your bike across it in no more than an hour. While the characters live in a mundane town, as we explore the story crafted partly by both players and the GM, we come to find that things are not so mundane. Mystery, secrets, rumors, and the supernatural are quite common in Kids on Bikes. And players have to use their strengths and work together in order to overcome whatever obstacles they face, or just know when the hell to run away. Tonight, however, before we are able to get into the meat of the game of Kids on Bikes, we get to have the wonderful experience of setting up our story in a session 0. It is one of my absolute favorite things to do in RPGs. I think Sam as well. It is
sure.
so much fun. So tonight, a few things are going to be happening. I'm just going over our itinerary for the evening. 1, we are going to build our small town together, which is very fun, as I have stated. 2, we are going to go over a few of the basic core mechanics of the game, so our new players playing the game in chat can understand kind of what the game it is we're playing. 3, we are going to build our characters and establish relationships, whether or not we know each other or we're strangers, whether or not we have positive ideas of each other and negative ideas. And 4, we are going to talk about the powered character that is a character that all of us share together, which is very interesting.
It is. And it's pretty unique to this system. I don't think I've ever played in any other systems where there's an understanding that there will be one character that all of us will kind of have a hand on the ball.
Correct. Absolutely. All right. If everyone's ready, I'm ready to kind of get into this. First and foremost, though, we've already mentioned that this is basically a PG-13 stream. But I always need to go over what I like to call lines and veils.
Indeed. Yes, this is good session 0 stuff, and if you're not doing this for your RPGs, it's a good idea to do it. I have to step away for just a second, but I can still hear you.
Sure. Lines and veils is basically in an RPG, and Kids on Bikes really pushes this in their system as well. We are dealing with a very realistic world game. You know, Dungeon World and D&D is a fantasy setting, but this is a very realistic world that we're playing in. And Lines and Veils is something that basically anything you don't want to see in your game. And this is something for me and all the players to have input on. Basically, a line is something you don't want to see cross in a game. And a veil is something you don't mind being a part of the content of the game, but basically when that comes up, we fade to black, basically, if that makes sense. So we don't have to go over that for our players. If there's something that you feel comfortable bringing up that you don't want to, a line you don't want to cross in the game, that is fine. Or you could message me personally, because I understand that some of these things are stuff you don't want to talk about, especially on stream. But for myself, we really won't be having like any sort of sexual content in the game. That is something that really doesn't need to be explored.
Yep.
There are, probably no drug content, alcohol content. I'm getting hot. But things like that. Anyways, if there's stuff you feel like mentioning now, feel free. But other than that, we can get into the world building if you would like.
I'm down to, I would say, let's see. I would say I want to stay away from self-harm in its various forms.
Absolutely.
I think you did well to just sort of put the sexual content thing on the table immediately. I'm going to agree with that one and say, I agree. I think in most games, it's like it's not doing anybody any favors. But yeah, for our purposes, I don't think we need it at all. So tally ho on that. And other than that, I think I'm pretty good.
Cool.
I'm gonna need a veil with spiders. I'm sorry.
I see. Okay. No, that's good.
Absolutely. A veil with spiders. Okay. Noted. Veil.
Other than that, I'm good.
Cool beans. So lots of spiders.
See, I was just gonna say.
Got it.
I was just gonna say, for anyone who's considering running these things, this is not your opportunity to find something to like poke at. This is an opportunity to make sure everyone's having fun. And Halfbit knows this. He was doing a goof, but
I have just noticed.
Yeah.
Tuna, both Tuna and Sidecar. I think I've seen a close get up like this from Sidecar before.
Yep.
But Tuna, good God,
it's a little
awesome.
Mine is just like a slight variation on something I've done before, but Tuna's is so good right now. I didn't know you were gonna bring this stuff out.
Listen, I had to go full 80s.
You did go full 80s,
you just had that coat in your back pocket.
I've had this coat for years. This is my actual snow coat.
My actual snow coat. I'm just trying to reframe you so we can really get all the glory of it in the shot here.
I'm trying to slink down.
Yeah, I can actually here. If you feel like you need some more headroom, there you go.
That's fine.
It just doesn't quite cover your.
By the way, this smoke emanating from the side here, this is my incense. I don't just have something burning on this. Well, I do have something burning, but it's incense, just to point out.
It freaks me out every time. I think his Bitcoin mining operation's gone south or something. His video card is just smoking. Thank you, Holly Rose. I appreciate it. Yeah, Louise Allen is dying.
Oh, man.
I'm pretty happy with this. Tuna, you did good. You did good stuff as per usual. All right. And with that, folks, let's explore one of the best parts, as Halfbit said, of Kids on Bikes. They have done it's a really rules light system. I'm sure we'll get to this, but one of the best things that they did was put together a really cool system for building the world that we're going to use, and Halfbit's going to take us through that now.
I absolutely am. First thing we need to discuss when building our world and really building our game is what's the tone that we want to have during our game. Do we want something extremely dark and extremely spooky and realistic, or do we want something more light? What are we feeling?
I like the idea of that like slightly lighter kind of fantastical sort of thing where it's a lot of it is about kind of the spectacle of it rather than the fear of it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. That makes sense.
I definitely don't mind heading into like Stranger Things territory. Even though there was some real genuine frights in there, but I don't need it to live there full time. You know what I mean?
Sure. So Stranger Things light.
Yeah, I think so. I would say like something closer, because Stranger Things kind of seems like it puts forward a grittier version of some of the 80s movies. I would say like somewhere between the classic 80s movies and Kids on Bikes. Like we don't need to go full Goonies where it's like, oh yeah, scariest thing that happens is that, like somebody's got a goofy villain voice. We can go harder than that, but
sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess what I want to say is I want to see some like spectacular stuff that may also be scary, but isn't just like I don't know. I don't want to go full like horror, but I would
say less Alien 1 and more Aliens the second movie. So more like we're all gonna die, man. But it's so scary,
Sure.
Okay.
I have not seen Aliens.
Aliens,
Scooby-Doo-ish, or like
yeah, some Scooby-Doo. I look, I'm always down with some Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, let's get some input from Frizzle. How light or spooky do you want this to be?
Yeah, I mean, Sander in chat says spooky but funny. Like, yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Like,
gotcha.
a little bit of lightheartedness to balance it out.
A little bit of Scooby-Doo in my life. A little bit of Daphne. I don't remember what I can't remember a single other lyric.
Velma's the best.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I'm with you. Mike says the octopus was very scary.
Absolutely. Good to see you, Mike. By the way.
It is good to see you. Yeah, Mike is a friend from out here, and Mike, it's great to see you in here. Season 3 was kind of gross, says Joaquinwa, which is still one of my favorite names ever in my chat. But I assume you're talking.
Is that the one with the rat stuff?
I think so. Yes, assuming that Joaquin was talking about Stranger Things. It was kind of gross.
All right. I think we've got a good tone. That's kind of the tone I like to hit for this game, anyways. So yes, absolutely noted. Spooky but funny.
Mm-hmm.
Stranger Things light. Another thing, a great thing, we get to decide what era do we want to play in. I think the only requirement that I must give you is an era before everyone had cell phones.
Yep, I was going to say the same thing.
Before we could just call the cops wherever the hell we are and solve a problem like that.
Yeah, we can't always have like help right at our fingertips.
Yeah,
because that's part of the big thing in this game is like that feeling of not being the highest authority on stuff. Mm-hmm. You're just sort of people. Yeah, I would say I like I mean, well, between me and Tuna, I think we've got sort of an 80s flavor going on. I don't need it to go in that direction, but I do think that would be fun. I think the last time we touched this game, it was closer to like the 70s, something a little bit more Woodstocky.
Sure.
But I do think 80s, some of that like synthwave, the OG synth stuff. I don't know, soda fountains, bubblegum popping, perms, etc.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Let's get this
80s bread.
Let's get this 80s bread. All right, so Mama Cass is on the scene. I don't know if she can join us quite yet, but she is here.
I'm not going to be.
Okay. Hi, Cass.
So I had sorry to sidetrack, but I walked away because I had Batman magnetic earrings that I was going to put in to look more like cool in 80s. But I couldn't find them, so now I'm going to get really close to the camera so you can see my my clip-on like 80-year-old woman earrings.
Yeah, let's see them things. And by the way, Miss Frizzle, I keep forgetting that like I need to give you space to talk because I can't see you on the screen and it freaks me out. So
I'll just interrupt you.
Cool. Okay, perfect.
They were horrible.
They look like treble clef earrings for some reason.
So those will be worn for the first 10 minutes.
Those are actually from the 80s, so it's like a...
Yeah, they are.
We're kind of matching Tuna over here. This is Mama Cass's special 80s jacket. That she loves this thing. This is an everyday carry for Mama Cass.
And
she wears it all the time.
I saw a picture of Hilary Duff wearing a jacket that is very similar. So much so that I was like, oh my gosh, Hilary Duff and I have the same jacket. So I ran to the closet. It's not identical, but it's close enough.
Aww.
You heard it here, Ferks pokes.
I had the same thing with Hillary Clinton.
yeah, you and...
I was like, I have that same pantsuit.
I think I've got...
Wild.
I think Hillary Swank and I share the same teeth. Okay, there was a great chance that was going to be met with silence, and I realized it when I finished the last syllable, and I was like, ooh, I hope this lands. Thank you both.
Okay, so staying on track here. So are we all comfortable with the 80s?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes, but keeping us on track is going to be a valiant effort required on your part.
None of us were there.
Good luck to you. Jefferson, come on.
Now I'm at 80s when the clock strikes.
Do we want a specific year in the 80s?
Do we want to... what specific years did they have back then?
I don't think you want a specific year because then we're going to get to something and it's going to be like, gosh, I want to reference this, but it's not this specific chunk of time. Like, I want the access to the whole of the 80s.
All
I
right,
need
the
to
whole
figure
of
out
the
what
80s. So
happened
like,
in the 80s.
so do you want like a just a loose era of the 80s that we just exist in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like an early like neon punk kind of 80s futuristic thought.
What did you just say? Neon punk futuristic 80s.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's going on our next t-shirt.
That's what that's what I imagine when I think of this stuff, like bright neon lights and like arcade games and
Sure. Okay. I'm going to write
you
that down.
know
Bright neon lights, arcade
retro
games.
futurist is what Jefferson put, which I really like.
Yeah, I think I'm behind that as well. I wanted to, so unfortunately I was not able to find the art that I wanted to for it, but there was and I'm sorry, this things are going to look super weird on the cameras for just a second. I got to change some settings, but Tuna or Halfbit, you mentioned wanting to do something visually with like movie theaters, I think it was something along those lines, and I would love to do something with that in the actual game.
So something with movie theater?
Yeah, like I don't know if it's going to be like a hangout, whether there's like a theater / arcade that we hang out at or something, but I would love to bring that in some manner. You know what I mean?
Cyberpunk 1977.
And can y'all hear them anymore? I might need to adjust something really quick here.
Can you yell in the mic?
No, if y'all just keep talking.
Nobody explodes.
1988.
Yeah, I mean, but I was trying to keep the 77.
Well, that's why I made it 88.
That's true.
Perma 80s, says Mike.
Yeah. All right. So now that we've got our tone and our era, which I'm very happy with both, I have a list of questions that I'm going to start asking players. Now, if you don't have an answer, these are kind of open to everybody, but I'm going to kind of direct the questions at certain players just to get the ball rolling a little bit. Is Cass here permanently yet?
She is. Yep, she is. She is all set. As a matter of fact, let me put this up. Perfect.
Oh. Why am I a camera girl?
Because there were limited options.
All right. So, and I guess this first question is a good one for all of us. What sort of small town, what area do we want our small town to be in? And what is the name of our town, and what state do we live in? Anybody have any ideas for that?
Like suburby-ish? Like not like the heart of the city, but also like not full-blown country?
Sure, so it's a little bit on the outskirts of town in the suburbs, but not like near the downtown area.
Yeah, I think like having like I would love for the theater, whatever it ends up being, whether it's like a drive-in movie theater or a like theater arcade thing. I don't know. It makes sense that it's somewhere with enough folks around. It's not like a little town of 200 people. I definitely like that idea of suburbs.
So like a town of like 3,000 people, maybe.
Sure, works for me.
I'm thinking like Pacific Northwest. Like this is your last stop to get gas before you hit Mount Rushmore.
Wait,
Pacific Northwest.
Which way are we driving?
Hold on. He didn't establish which direction you're coming from. You might be driving from Alaska.
What do you mean? You're leaving the Pacific Northwest. You're going towards Mount Rushmore, so you're driving east.
There's a lot in between those two things.
It's your last stop to
nothing.
get gas.
Not in the 80s, there's not. Yeah, it's like the Rockies.
Yeah, or okay.
Like the
But you mentioned Pacific Northwest, though. I think that's a good place to start.
Agreed. Yeah.
How does everybody else feel about that?
Bigfoot.
Mama just.
How far north of Area 51 are we?
pretty far.
I'm imagining like pretty far. I definitely like, I don't know, I love winters in stories, and I'm not saying we should have it, like that needs to be the season for us, but I love the possibility of it, and if we're down by Area 51, there's not a chance.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be hot.
Up
It's the
Pacific
one day it
Northwest,
snows.
like, it goes, Oregon's on top and Washington is below, right?
No,
Nope,
other way
other way.
around.
Other way around? Okay.
Yeah,
and
Washington's
Canada are buddies.
Washington's the corner piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
Don't you live there? Near there?
I'm California.
We live on the same coast.
California is huge.
If I pee on the beach, it might make its way up there at some point. But
Don't let Tuna give you grief about geography. He is the worst
Listen,
person
I'm bad
to
about
consult.
geography, but there's only 3 states over there.
Shut up. Okay, Washington's on top. So, so do we want to say we live in like Oregon?
I'm good with that.
Like
Yeah.
near the coast?
Eugene.
Is that close enough to our last stop to hit Mount Rushmore for Tuna?
I don't believe so. I don't believe it hits that qualification.
We're close to Mount Altmore, which is an alternate site that they were gonna do Mount Rushmore, but they only got one president carved into it, and then they had to stop.
They started with his feet.
Write
Perfect.
it down. It's canon now.
Well, there is a question about like what's your unique like
Yeah, we're gonna get to landmarks.
landmark.
So okay,
We live at the base
let's
of Mount Altmore.
clarify this. I really like this. Mount Altmore.
Yeah.
Altmore. That's just the feet, right?
Oh yeah.
I guess
just
yeah.
the
Why not
shoes.
just the feet?
They're like they got that far and then they ran out of funding.
Yeah, the government cut their budget.
Got it.
Somebody decided to move the project to a different state.
I love it. So there's another fully completed version of this in a different state.
Well, there's actual Mount Rushmore, but yeah, they sort of decided to move the project to where Mount Rushmore actually is, even though they had gotten a start here at Mount Altmore.
The funding got cut once they hit the calves.
The funny thing is, Mount Rushmore, they also ran out of funding, and so they had to stop at the head. But at least they started on top.
They were putting a big eagle tattoo on Washington's thigh, and the government was like, no, we got to go more conservative than this. Louise said the contractor was cheaper at Mount Rushmore.
Right. All right. So we want to go near the coast or near like the middle of the state. Probably near the coast because that gives us a little bit more diversity.
Sure.
Definitely.
Let's stop to fuel your boat.
To feel your boat.
To fuel your boat on your way to Mount Rushmore.
No, to feel it.
Near the coast. All right. I like it.
Ugh.
So we're in Oregon.
Yeah.
Near Mount Altmore. What is the name of our town?
I believe
Where do
it's
we
Mount
live?
Altmore.
I mean, Altmore is not a bad name, I don't think.
Then we can't name the monument that, guys.
Well, I mean,
Good.
I
Alton,
think.
Oregon.
What'd you say?
Or is it like this town was named after the monument because the monument is what brought people to this specific location in Oregon?
I don't know.
But
It's a good question.
I was thinking like Alton, like Alton, Oregon.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Alton, Oregon.
Yeah, named after the chef.
I knew you were gonna do some kind of nonsense.
Did you say Alton, Oregon?
He said Alton, Oregon. Yeah.
You know you can't invite me to these things.
Jur says B-Tech Falls.
Robots.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Robots.
Yeah, chat. If you've got a great idea for us, let us know. I'll keep an eye on chat. But I would say
we don't necessarily have to solidify the name of our town yet. As we explore different aspects of our town, it might be fun to come up with a better name for it. But I like the name Alton, Oregon.
yeah, one that's not total garbage.
Jot that.
All right, how dare you?
Yeah, if we think of something, better. All right.
Chef
all right.
Ramsay, Oregon.
We're gonna keep our options open.
Gordon Ramsay, Oregon. Great British Bake Off, Oregon. All right.
90 Day Fiance, Oregon.
I'm going to throw a question at Tuna. What is an industry our location is best known for? Again, if you can't think of something, that's fine. But I wanted to throw the question at you first.
I think it's got to be some refinery business.
Sort of
because we're right on the coast.
Okay. A refinery.
Seaweed refinery.
Yep. Deep seaweed drilling.
We're the factory that dries out the seaweed and packages it into those little prepackaged things that taste like ocean water.
Yeah, we're the people that sell those seaweed crackers at Trader Joe's. We cornered the market.
Oh my, Sweet says. So a refinery. So like, what sort of serious refinery are we talking here?
Well, I was thinking like, I don't know, like oil, like an oil refinery, because they've got like the deep sea drilling.
Sure.
Places, like off the coast.
Oh, cool.
So, like,
yeah, there's like offshore, like an offshore drilling platform. Yo.
Yeah.
I like.
And we're like the manager.
I did
like,
not expect you to get that excited about offshore drilling.
It's a super. It would be a super cool location.
Yeah.
Sam knows what I'm talking. Sam knows what I'm about.
Yeah.
Like an old oil refinery is always so creepy. And it's got like the big, dumping sites that you could climb in and get into the factory by crawling through the sewer parts.
Lots of strange sounds.
Yeah, lots of strange sounds, lots of dead like animals and stuff, just because they're poisoning the ecosystem.
Sure.
But it's the 80s and we don't know that yet. You know, Al Gore hasn't been born.
What?
To what? Save us all? What do you?
All right.
Al Gore's gonna be our powered character.
Yes.
a time traveling Al Gore.
Oh my God, that is beautiful.
I may have lost the presidency,
Oh my
but
God.
I'm here to save your lives.
Al
Here's a
Gore.
petition.
All right.
Oh.
I'm
Got
gonna
a
write
petition
down
going
Al
to
Gore.
finish Mount Altmore.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna shoot a question at Sam.
Get at me, bud.
Our town is famous for ... What do you got? Al Gore.
For time traveling Al Gore. We've already got this Mount Altmore thing going, so I don't want to just like do that again. Although I do think that's there.
Well, no tourists come to Mount Altmore.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Like that's a local kind of secret. Like it's where I don't know. In my head, that's
we
where
got the feet in the woods.
yeah, that's where teens go to like drink bad beer. Let's see. What is our town famous for? I think our town is famous for. I think there's somebody famous from the town.
Okay.
I think
Ashton Kutcher.
like let's see. It's the 80s and we're in the Pacific Northwest. So like there's some big
Mel Gibson.
grunge musician was from our town.
Okay.
Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance, famed grunge performers. My Chemical Romance. Yeah, I think we've got somebody, a famous grunge rocker from here, like front man for somebody.
I like it.
Kurt Cobain.
Grunge rocker front
I mean,
man.
it could be Kurt
Really
Cobain.
like that.
Yeah, it's somebody like Kurt Cobain. I don't want to go for Cobain specifically
It's Kurt Cobain
for a number of reasons,
but it's CurtKoban.
it's Kurt. His name is
Type it.
Cobain. Kurt is actually just a descriptor, because he's very terse.
It's Dwight Kurt Schrute Cobain. All right. I like that. Good stuff. Frizzle, I'm coming at you. What is something our town is infamous for? ...
Well, I was gonna say, how is that different than
No, infamous.
what we're famous for?
Infamous is famous for a bad thing.
Yeah, this is. Look, I've gotten got on this before.
And it's not one of these other things we've already talked about.
No, these are clearly priceless gems.
These are all positives.
Kurt Cobain.
You know the stuff that our town is popular for. I mean, our real town.
It
So
can't
think
be
of something, you know.
Kurt
Type it. It's gonna be even worse when you type it.
No. Yeah, what's a bad thing that happened here,
It's a bad thing.
or a bad person that came from here, or something?
Oh God.
If you can't think of anything, that's fine.
Yeah, can I have some think time?
Sure. We can come back to that.
Tanisha just says ghosts,
Always.
and Henny has offered up Kurt Cobain's evil twin.
Oh man.
She spelled it wrong.
Wouldn't
It's
that be a
C-U-R-T.
trip?
It's Kurt Cornell.
Oh yeah, what if like so they're in the process of building this Mount Altmore or whatever, and like there was a freak accident and like something bad happened.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
like
they-
they were using like dynamite or something, and like it killed a bunch of people or something.
Yeah.
And that's why the project didn't stay here.
Yes.
Gotcha.
An ancient burial ground.
A part of the reason.
Or an explosion. Or
Yeah, we unearthed a curse.
We unearthed a curse.
There was also something interesting. Joaquinwa says probably some kind of cult.
Call to the Mothman.
Called, are we on the wrong coast for that? Isn't he primarily Eastern Seaboard?
He's everywhere.
Mothman's in my heart.
Mothman goes with me where I go. You see those footprints in the sand? That's right. I carried the Mothman on the beach.
I turned around and there were no footprints at all. And I thought, how did that happen? And he said, I flew you over there. How could you forget? We just did it 10 minutes ago.
And
Oh,
I guess this would have to been a pretty substantial amount of people that died, right? For it to be infamous, like people in the area.
The whole town exploded.
The whole town
We
exploded.
wiped everyone off the face of this. No.
Like the first season of Preacher, spoiler.
Was it that, or was it that it like I wonder if like it's close to like a local dam or something, or what used to be a dam, and it somehow
it's
got
like
out of control.
An eyesore on the land now. Like it used to be like this beautiful like forested area, and then they calculated wrong and they used way too much dynamite, and now it's just like flat, barren, and nothing grows. Like maybe nobody had to die, but just like the scenery had to die.
Yeah, no, okay, I'm with you. So that's what I mean. Like, I wanted to avoid just like a bunch of people died, and
The refinery poisoned the land.
I definitely think that's there. But this dynamite idea, I kind of like that there might have been a dam here at one time. So there was like a reservoir, it fed the area, and then they accidentally blew up the dam trying to build Mount Altmore, and it flooded a bunch of like smaller towns downriver. It like there was a death toll for sure, but like part of it was just like a huge amount of destruction downriver, and also this area no longer has the reservoir, so it's just like Frizz said, just barren now. And what water we do have is probably not in great shape, like Tuna said.
All right. Yeah, that's a lot better than people died in an explosion. Yes. Flooded a bunch of towns downriver, and now there's less water up here, where we are, and there's way too much water down there. Got it. I like it. Good stuff, folks.
And then the bottled water industry took off because we had to purchase water to be able to drink.
It's fine. I thought it was mine. I thought I had just.
I'm writing down bottled water company because I like
Who are you,
that.
Nathan?
So we need a giant statue of Al Gore. It's actually just Al Gore's feet.
Oh my god.
That's who we were carving.
Yeah,
In anticipation of him winning the presidency.
I want to veil on politics for this campaign.
Sorry.
All right.
Uh-oh, I'm next.
Yes, you are.
Oh,
Cass.
no. Oh, no.
Economically, our town is
My strong suit.
Are we prospering, floundering, stagnant, etc. Dot.
Etc. Dot.
I feel like we're trying to rebuild after our explosive dam.
Okay.
So we're trying to like recover losses from there, but maybe we're not like so far in the hole. We're digging our way out.
Okay, so probably we were floundering.
Yes,
but
definitely.
we have just started the building blocks and are slowly starting to build. Okay.
Climbing our way back up.
At the bottom and starting to climb.
Started from the
We're
bottom.
Flounder. Now we're tuna.
Now we're here.
So there's probably a lot of people out of work right now, or things like that.
Yeah,
The
and
people who maintain
maybe
the dam.
some new businesses are trying to come in and take
Big old Target.
take
advantage of like the cheap real estate and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
It's already flattened out for him too.
It's flattened out, but their basements are all gonna be flooded.
So Sander asked if the explosion was accidental, and I wrote that it was accidental.
Oh,
but
yeah,
maybe
for
it
sure.
wasn't. Maybe somebody got paid off to bring it in.
I'm sure the understanding around. Sorry, my bad.
Go ahead.
I'm sure the understanding around town is that it was accidental. Like all of our characters, like we would confidently say it was an accident, but it's possible that Fate has something different in the plan. We don't know. Fate, also known as Mr. Halfbit, will kind of he may have something to say about that later on. Maybe so, maybe not. We'll see.
Oh right. Tuna.
Sonic.
I don't know why I said it like that. A notable local organization is ...
Oh, I gotta think of a good name for the oil refinery business. Oh, you're gonna have to come back to me. I gotta think of something
That's
good.
okay.
Something gross and like uber corporate, like Solemn Co.
Solemn. I like that. All right. Well, you think on that. Sam.
Ew.
We've already got one landmark.
Indeed.
A couple landmarks: the crappy dam and the statue. What is another notable landmark?
Shoot. Again, I don't want to just like bounce off of stuff we've already talked about. Otherwise, I would definitely say the refinery platforms off the coast.
Okay.
And so instead, let me get
The world's largest toenail.
The fountain with no water.
there's a big venue here of some kind. I think like I don't know, like it's probably named after our rocker
They
from
hold
here in
Coachella
town.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, they hold like a sad imitation of Coachella.
They were gonna hold the next Woodstock, but
Our town missed out on so much.
yeah.
We missed the mark.
Yeah. But yeah, some big venue that I wonder if it's like, I want to say it's either a defunct like cinema complex that they're turning into a live venue, or it's a defunct live venue they're turning into a cinema complex.
Okay.
But it is a venue for entertainment.
Gotcha.
We got a Bigfoot.
Either a theater
Bigfoot theaters.
turned
Bigfoot theaters.
venue.
Come see our
or
Bigfoot.
Vice versa. That's great stuff, Sam.
That's what the bumper stickers say.
Yeah.
Probably
It's on our license plates.
it's probably being developed by one of those folks who are coming into town.
Sure. Yes. Yes.
It's an AMC theaters.
Ugh.
No, I think it used to be a theater, and they're trying to convert it into a live place. I feel like that.
After Woodstock.
Kind of okay, sure, yeah.
They were
They're
like-
trying to like bring people up and down the coast into town.
Yeah.
Just trying to like
And a
piggyback
movie
off
theater
the
won't do that.
piggybacking off the name of that rocker.
Okay.
that we haven't decided.
Yeah,
We got
exactly.
Kurt Cobain and a Bigfoot.
Off the name of the nameless rocker.
The name was wrong.
Nameless rocker.
Actually,
That's
in
the
our
band.
campaign, Bigfoot is the rocker and Kurt Cobain wanders the woods making scary noises. Oh shoot!
Man.
I gone out to the cooler, and what I find, there's been a Cobain nearby. All mistakes were gone.
I want to read that graphic novel.
There's been a Cobain strike.
All right. How you doing on that question, Tuna?
I don't know. I was thinking something like Barron Industries.
Oh, I love that. It's so bleak.
Barron Industries. I like it.
Wait, hold on. How do you spell it?
How are you spelling it? Yes.
B-E-A-R-I-N.
I don't know. I haven't decided between O-N or E-N.
I think it should be Owen.
Because I was
Then it
thinking
could
like
be a
oil
last
baron, but also because the land is just destroyed.
Yeah, I love it.
Should be Owen.
O-N, Barron Industries.
Yeah.
B-A-R-O-N.
Because then it could be a last name.
And then the local newspaper can run it like, quote, BARREN, end quote, industries. Like, they've had so much fun with it over the years.
So this is the oil refinery business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they probably own some other things in the area because they are so prominent.
Yeah, they're a multinational conglomerate who doesn't give a crap about our business or about our town. It's just cheap and it has access to the ocean.
Sounds about right.
All right.
And the mayor doesn't care because
Mayor.
their lobbyist pays him off.
Okay. Frizzle, could you help me
Yes.
out here? What's our school sports
Sure.
team called?
Our local sports team?
What's our school sports team called?
Our school sports team.
Yeah.
What's our town or our school name?
Something with like seagulls.
The ghosts. We are the Seagulls.
Couldn't pick
What's
a
the
mermaid
name of
or
our
something
town?
cool.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Cheerleaders on the sidelines just have this like really great.
Yeah, oh my god, every other team really hates us because, yeah, our cheerleaders have found out it's much more effective to just scream incomprehensibly at the other team than it is to cheer.
S-Q-A-W
Yep.
Yes.
We're the Squaw
Okay.
Squad.
Squaw squad. The squaw squad. Oh man.
And folks from up north, they don't get it. They're like, skewers? Are you talking about skewers? No. Whole different bird, bro.
All right.
Hold on, I got the name of the school.
Okay.
Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Sorry to derail.
So you don't have the name of it.
Yeah, Mike Score High School. Mike Score's the guitarist for Flock of Seagulls.
Look at that.
That's who was from our town. It was Mike Score from Flock of Seagulls, so they named the high school after him.
Who the okay, I've got one question in two parts. Who the hell
Yeah.
is Mike Score? Second question, who the hell is Flock of Seagulls?
He
And
is.
I ran.
Are you
I ran
serious?
so far away.
It's perfect.
That's like the ultimate 80s song
Yeah, it's
too.
perfect.
Oh, we
Yes.
got to do that.
So
Alright.
it's Score High School.
That
Okay,
song
cool.
is about him running away from our town.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
So
this
we're the
is
Score
good.
School.
We were the inspiration.
Oh my lord.
Okay, so can you spell that for me?
It's literally just Mike Mike and then Score.
So Score High School.
Yep.
Score senior high.
At Score High School.
Mike Squaw High School.
Score.
I mean, that's why they named the band that, because all of his friends met in the high school, and they were literally a flock of seagulls. Because they were the Score Seagulls.
Perfect.
Wait. So
Hold on, you're cut out, Frizz.
Uh-oh.
Frizzle. Just yell. She'll hear you from the other room.
Oh no!
Okay, you're back.
Oh.
Am I back now?
Yeah.
Okay, which came first? The name of the high school or
They renamed it. It was,
It was
probably
named
some
after
like
his grandfather. I don't know.
it was some like racially insensitive name or something, and they had to
There we go.
rebrand.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And we're gonna veil that original name. We're
Yes,
not
we
gonna...
will.
I'm just going to put a line on it.
Yeah. All right. Do we have any questions in the book?
God, I look like a character from like My Chemical Romance.
A character.
Character? A person? A
You
real
look
person?
like you should shop at like what's it called?
Buckle?
Like Zoomies.
Yeah, Zoomies.
Zoomy, what are you
These like
talking
early
about?
2000s or like mid 2000s kind of vibe.
I've never
Like a
even
skater
heard of
20
this.
2012 and I shop at Zoomies.
I know about Buckle and Spencer's Gifts. I don't know about anything else in a mall.
Zoomies is the front of it is like whatever
It's like 2008
our
Scene
sister-in-law wears.
Okay.
I don't even remember what brand that is. And then the back is just all skateboards.
The best part is we all said different clothing stores.
YO Jax has contributed PacSun.
That's what I said.
That one's a good
okay.
one.
Fun
But
fact.
Zoomies literally has skateboards in the back.
Let's
All
reel
right.
it back
Yeah,
in
we're
here.
reeling it back in. Halfbit, take it away.
Good
So,
luck.
Who haven't I asked the question?
Me.
I think it's Cass up next.
Cass. Cass,
I think.
where is a place that youth hang out here?
Youth. The youth. I feel like there are like caves, like
Okay.
like
I like it.
like caves where that were like originally made so that the people building the feet could access the inside of the rock or whatever. I don't
Gonna
know.
crawl
how-
in the ankles.
So they can get to the butt.
I don't know how it works, but there are like cave systems throughout our like woods.
Yeah, and
okay.
they've had to
They're
like
in the
some of them were like blasted. Others are probably like they're just formed of like piles of rock. Because I'm imagining it was a big old explosion, and so some of them are just like piles of rubble that you can like worm your way down into.
Yeah, it's like a person-sized hole, just
Yeah.
conveniently,
Okay.
and it
There's a
opens up
hole
into
in the right ball of his foot.
You can crawl in between his toes.
Well, and they don't necessarily just have to be like in that area. I feel like there's probably
I was
a
thinking
lot
like
of
coastline. There
woods.
would be some.
True. Yeah, just like around the town, there's just a whole bunch of caves
Sure.
and stuff.
Lots of caves.
Lots of caves.
I will write that down.
While
Yeah,
you're
maybe
writing that
there's
down, I'll just illuminate everyone. There's a really spooky graphic. It's a heat map of the U.S. that includes both disappearances around the U.S. and cave system locations around the U.S. and it is scarily
bet.
similar.
I'm not surprised.
Oof.
Maybe what I'm thinking is like maybe our coast is kind of like the coast from Shutter Island, where he like when it's storming outside, he hides in that cave that's like carved in the side of the cliff.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Where he finds
Yeah,
the
I think
girl.
that's what I was picturing.
Yeah.
Okay. Tuna. Where is
me.
a place that adults hang out?
Oh, the caves.
There's a separate set of caves exclusively.
Yeah, the youth hang out by the.
This
sea
town is actually they actually live in the caves.
They wanted to save on building materials, so they just bought mattresses and stuck them in caves.
Oh, did
It's
you
just
mean
a
1980? I was talking about
called-
1680 when they were just living in like the cliffside mesa. Like I don't even remember what they're called. It would be a much better punchline if I had though. Mr.
Yeah,
Halfbit,
no, that
please take these reins away from me, bud.
I was thinking like a string of bars. Like they're always busy. No one's ever paying attention to the kids because they get out of their shift at the oil refinery and they go cash their paycheck in at the bar and spend most of it.
Gotcha. Okay. And this is kind of like down on Main Street, close to the downtown area, probably.
Yeah.
This doesn't cross our alcohol content line.
No, I mean, and
For us.
it's a veil, really.
That's where
we
the
know
adults hang out.
We know it's there.
legal.
I mean, but all right. Give me one of the bars. A name of one of the bars.
Let's
That's
see.
another Flock of Seagulls song.
Iran.
Transfer affection.
Transfer affection.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
All right.
Interesting.
It's not just
A
a bar.
hipster runs this bar.
That's a Flock of Seagulls song.
Transfer affection. And in
It's a classy bar.
I think Sam, you were most excited about this theater / music venue. Do you want it to be named after this guy as well?
I think it makes sense that it would be. Yeah, they're trying to piggyback off of that. Oh boy.
I'm sorry, Jay Dragon wrote Toe Jam.
Toe Jam.
That's a good
You know what?
one.
I'm gonna put that in.
Thank
there's
you,
a jazz
Jay.
bar called Toe Jam.
Oh man. Oh, and they're playing like the worst '80s fusion jazz. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Shit, my dad used to listen to. Okay, so do you have an idea of the name you want for the theater or music venue, or just score or music venue or something?
I think it's whoa, what's the boy's name again?
Mike Score.
Mike Score.
Michael.
Yeah, it's like
Scar.
the Mike School. Good for real. Mike
Goodness.
Score Stadium.
Mike Score
I can
Stadium.
give you the name of one of their albums if you like.
And-
I
well,
thought
see,
you were like the Endless Score or something. So it's like could be named after him, but also has like a musical reference.
I think that could be good. In my head, they were just like they're just trying to like throw his name on as much stuff as possible quickly, but
Sure,
they could
and
probably be more
kind of-
artful with it.
Was this naming of the school, naming of the theater,
Yeah.
changing of the sports teams? Was this all after the dam accident happened to try to bring people and make this town more famous for where this guy was from? Do we think?
I feel like maybe like the school had like just recently changed before the dam explosion, just like
Okay.
as things were starting to get more never mind. And then they like started throwing his name on everything else after the dam exploded.
Okay.
Like I feel like they had the idea and then they just started abusing the idea.
Here's a question.
That's not your job.
I feel well, okay.
You know what? This is good. This is what this game is for. Everyone's input equally.
I've actually got
Equally, Sam.
two
equally.
questions. Now that Halfbit opened that door for me, I'm just gonna slide right in there. Just jam my boot in. Two questions. First of all, how long ago was this explosion? And secondly, I feel like there's got to be some holdout, and I'm wondering if it's the school mascots. They were there. Like there was a reason that our boy, because I'm not gonna be able to remember his name at any point. Mike Score.
Mike Score.
named his band the Seagulls. I wonder if the school, like the mascot, has always kind of been the Seagulls.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
like the one holdout, and they don't want to change it. So there's like whatever conservative group, they just decided like we're gonna latch onto this thing, and this is the thing about our town that's not gonna change.
That wasn't a question.
No, so the second question was, what do we think of the idea that the name of the theater is like currently up for like a town council vote or something? And there's some like there are the two different groups. One of them wants to go boring, like commercial, just slap his name on it. The other group wants to go like Miss Frizz's direction of like name it something good. But there's like a city commerce group or something that's like, no, we're just gonna put a good name on it that'll get folks and get butts in seats.
It's like I really hope they have like a suggestion box where you can write in your
That's
name.
exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And like
Yes.
everyone in
Socks
town
outside of, like,
calls it
City
something
Hall.
slightly different.
What'd you say?
everyone in town like calls it something slightly different, something they want it to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're all trying to get their thing to catch on.
Exactly.
Oh, are there like rivalries breaking out? Like there's like yard signs, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
like...
yeah. It's probably like a big deal for the town right now, is because it's going to be something significant, and it's the one thing they feel like they've got control over after Baron Industries comes in and they've got the dam exploded. They don't have
Oh yeah, that was your first question.
this stuff that was supposed to be big.
Was when did the dam explode? I feel like 20 years ago or something.
20 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was that long ago, but I feel like it was a substantial amount.
Well, in my head, it was probably 30 years ago,
10
like somewhere
20.
way back in history. But we're talking. It sounds like it's more recent than that.
Like
When was Mount Rushmore
I feel
built?
like
way
I have a question.
before that.
Are we playing as youths? Like
You guys have the option of playing adults, teens, or kids.
Okay, what I was gonna say is I feel like we are old enough to remember it happening.
Okay.
Like maybe not old enough to like understand like all the intricacies of it, but I think we're old enough to remember the event.
27.
So like 10 years ago.
Sure.
So we were trying to make another
that's-
Mount Rushmore.
Does that sound good to everybody? 10 years ago?
Sounds good.
Sure.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
That was when Woodstock was supposed to come.
Oh, maybe like nobody's. I don't know. It was 10 years ago, so it's not so far in history. But I was gonna say maybe nobody's sure what the statue was supposed to be. Like, because Mount Rushmore was built in 1927. So if our construction got interrupted 10 years ago, we probably weren't trying to just do the president's thing again. I wonder if we were trying to do something else, like a Mount Rushmore of like rockers, or a Mount Rushmore of just like a Mount Rushmore 2, where we were going to continue the tradition of like more like
we were
President
gonna do-
Garfield and
But we were
Truman.
we were gonna do it cooler because we were gonna have the whole body.
Exactly.
It was
Mike-
going to be all the characters of A Flock of Seagulls.
Mike says it was 13 years ago, just because it's
Okay,
spooky.
perfect. Just to be
All right.
specific,
Makes
Okay.
sense.
I enjoy it.
it's spookier.
Yes, the Creepums number.
All right.
Really get your jimmies.
Maybe we're like coming up on the 13th anniversary. That's even spooky.
Oh, there you go.
I
And
like
it's gonna
that, yeah.
happen on
Yeah.
Halloween.
Okay.
I did forget we were supposed to make this spooky. Oops.
To commemorate
Well,
the 13th anniversary, we're renaming the movie theater.
Oh God! Speaking of that, it's almost a week till our anniversary. We have not. I didn't even realize. Where's the time gone?
Your good friend anniversary.
Your good friend.
My good friend anniversary.
The 13th year anniversary of the explosion.
Jesus, it's October.
Jade says, I feel like there should have been a native. Well, Jade did say a native chef or shaman that warned the town about the area they were blasting in.
I'm down for a native chef.
I'm
We
sure.
have a chef who only cooks in our town.
I'm
He
sure Jer will
refuses
be
to cook
down for
anywhere
it.
else.
So this is where Gordon Ramsay came from.
And just to give Jer a little,
No.
he
Alton
only
Brown.
cooks with bugs.
Alton Brown, sorry. All right.
That was Jer, right?
Yes.
Not was Jur, is Jur.
We've got
Mhm.
some great
Our native chef only cooks with bugs.
my list.
I'm liking our little town here. Yeah, one of the big things about this game is that typically we'll build a town and then Halfbit kind of makes it spooky. I think it's one of the big strengths of this game, and I'm just sort of vamping, so you've got time, Halfbit. Just flag me down whenever you want to move on. But we sort of build something that's super familiar so that we feel kind of attached to it. It's like I said, it's one of the big strengths of this game, and that they've built a way for us to make this town. We can feel like we're at home here, and then when stuff happens to it, we care. Instead of just being like, all right, we've pre-built this town, you're going to be playing here with a bunch of stuff you're not really connected to in any way, and so when spooky stuff starts happening, it's just sort of like, okay, this game is better.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got some great stuff here, folks.
Indeed.
I think that is it for the solid questions that I had.
Rumors?
Before we get on to rumors,
Sorry. He knows
is
this
there-
game better than
there-
I do. I shouldn't interrupt.
no, you're all good. Rumors is technically next. Is there anything else that people had ideas for that I didn't prompt a question for?
I don't think so.
Okay. Alrighty then.
I think I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I really like the oil refinery, the music stuff, the theater, the dam. Ah, man, lots of fun things for me to play with. All right. Before we move on from world building to kind of introducing the mechanics and the character creation, each one of you gets one rumor that you get to share about the town. The rumor is something, something that your character may have heard of, or something that just is spread throughout the town. But something about the town that you get to come up with. I may use this in our story, or I may not. But it is more something for me to go off of. So we will start with Tuna. Do you have? And I guess I should give you guys a little time to think about this.
Ready, go.
But, I guess I will prompt Tuna first. If anybody else has something, feel free to hop in.
If you need a second, I have an idea. Oh, he's got something.
No. Me first.
I mean, you guys. I'll let you guys go first. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go to Frizzle first.
Yeah, do it.
No, so I really like this idea that there is a rumor that the workers or employees working on this, what is it called? Altmore, were paid off to accidentally load way too much dynamite and blow up the dam.
Ooh, cool.
Interesting.
And it's from 13 years ago, so it doesn't carry maybe as much weight as it did back then, but there are definitely some older folks in the town that still cling to that.
Yeah.
Sure.
And older folks who might have been involved in some way,
Yes.
old man Jenkins or whatever the hell. Yeah, there's rumors he was the foreman of the crew that did this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So workers from Barron Industries.
Barron Intercoastal.
Purposefully put too much dynamite in. Fully. Like that a lot.
My rumor will let you take it the totally opposite direction.
Okay.
I'll wait. I mean, I am technically last in order, so I can wait.
It doesn't matter. Go ahead. I don't care about Sam.
Do it up.
All right, my rumor is, and it's probably spread by young kids, that the feet come to life at night and walk through the forest.
And they walk around.
I wanted them to tap dance or something.
And I mean, if it's Pacific Northwest, they're probably getting some earthquakes, so maybe that's how the kids
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
That's
Good
really,
stuff, Matt.
really good. Oh
Good
my
stuff.
god. And all the other folks in the Pacific Northwest are talking about Bigfoot, and the kids are like, oh yeah, it's the Bigfoot that walks around in the woods. Thump, 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 thump. We know all about the Bigfoot.
We took a field trip there last year.
Man.
I climbed all the way up to Bigfoot and I jumped right off.
That's probably where the little kids play while their siblings are in the caves drinking beer and doing bad stuff.
Sure.
The kids are like,
you stay here.
yeah, you stay here. You just play. Stay by the feet. Stay by the feet.
If you leave the feet, they'll step on you.
Take your eyes off of them. That's when they start walking around.
Yeah, like a weeping angel.
If you try to follow me, you're going to get stepped on by the Bigfoot. All right, which one of us is going to play the jerk older brother?
You.
Me.
Ooh.
Typing.
You are the only older brother here.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Tuna, you got something.
Yeah. So a lot of the kids and teens started when they're hanging out down by the refinery. They think that the government is secretly working out of the refinery because they see these people in suits and stuff all the time, hanging around out there with clipboards and shooing them away and stuff like that. The elders, the adults throughout the town, just say, "Oh no, it's just it's just the managers and stuff like that." But
The corporate stuff.
yeah, they say, "Oh, it's just corporate stuff." But yeah, the kids really think the
know
the
it's
government
the
has
CIA.
its own facility inside the refinery.
Sure. Gotcha. Adults think these are great.
So they
stuff.
know, like, don't go snooping around the refinery by yourself, or else the government might take you.
For sure. All right. Samwise, what do we got?
Mine is a little less insidious. My rumor is that Flock of Seagulls is going to be playing a concert here in town at some point coming up. like at some point
Beautiful.
soon.
That's good.
That was a good mix of rumors you got there.
Oh yeah, these are
You
great.
got good ones.
Not just like, ooh, somebody died in the well.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
these are great.
In the well.
In the well, they done clumb right down in there and died. Shuffled off their mortal coil into the water.
Get out of that well, Clem! Somebody save Jeffro! He don't climb that well again.
Beautiful.
Did you just make a Mike Rowe joke, but call him Jeff Rowe?
Dirty
Ah,
jobs.
Jeffro.
Who's Jeff? It's Jethro, and his last name is Tall.
Nah, Jeffro's my dog.
Jeffro!
Jeffro, somebody go get Jeffro. Not talking about green screen.
I just want you to know I wrote down Jeffro the dog.
It's a dog.
All
I
right.
hope you know what character I'm
They're
gonna
not
play now.
advanced enough to use PH.
Oh my god. There's a great
All
high
right.
school right here in town.
Come here.
They can use a
We
PH if
are
they want to.
officially done with our world building.
There he is, my guy, Jeffro.
I hope everyone. Oh my god, it's a little pupper.
It's
I got
Jethro.
Jeffro right here.
Hi, Jeffro. Hi, good boy.
I'm sorry.
All
I'm
right.
getting derailed again.
Oh no,
We
no! I
are
can get the
done
real
with our world
Jeffro.
building, and I must say this: I am so excited to play in this world.
Yep.
Great rumors, great stuff. We've got some big feats to play with as well. I need to take a bathroom break if this is a good place to do this.
It
Sam?
absolutely is.
Yeah. How long do we have?
Folks, we're going to take a 10-minute break. I'm going to run some ads while we're doing so. I hope you will come back and join us once more, because after this, we're going to be getting to, I imagine, character creation. Can you confirm or deny, Halfbit?
I'm gonna go over some basic mechanic stuff.
Sure.
And then into character creation.
Fantastic. Folks, thank you very much for joining us so far. It has been an awesome time. Halfbit, thank you so much for running this and for doing the prep to get us here. Tuna, Miss Frizzle, and Mama Cass, I thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to come do this. It has already been about twice as much fun as I was anticipating. Part of that is because we've had half as many technical difficulties as I was anticipating. But chat, I'm loving the ideas that y'all are coming up with, and I'm actually keeping a spreadsheet on my side of, for instance, city names. Look, Mama Cass is going to tell you it's a very small spreadsheet and that there's not very much on it right now. Don't listen to her. Don't listen to her. Yeah, we're going to be back in 10 minutes. Like I said, I'm going to run some ads so that we don't get interrupted because of Twitch's new thing. If you don't know what that's about, ask somebody in chat. I've said it enough at this point. But folks, thank you very much for being here. We'll be back in 10 minutes with more Kids on Bikes. Goodbye.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, now I got to find the screen to leave. There we go. And there we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope we haven't lost folks during the break. It'll be good to see you again once you jump back in. Everyone who is currently here with us, thank you so much for watching. This has been a lot of fun. I want to say again, I'll reiterate a couple of things here really quick, just because we're coming off of a break. Hello, everybody. My name is Sam. This is Sidecar Stories, and we are currently doing some world building, a session 0 for Kids on Bikes. We have just done some world building, as a matter of fact, and now we're going to go into some exploration of the rules and some exploration of some character building. I am joined by my friends, Mr. Halfbit, who you can find on Twitter and Twitch mainly, right? Actually, it's more Instagram and Twitch, right?
It's Instagram and Twitch. I'm not on Twitter.
Yes, by this same name, if I remember correctly, right? I know it's Mr. Halfbit on Twitch. Instagram is that as well?
Correct.
Cool.
Correct. And
Mr. Halfbit is an excellent tabletop gamesman. who is going to be streaming coming up starting this month, so you can go find him there. Tuna Sunday is a great friend from back where we're from, I guess. I don't know. And has been a friend of the channel for a long time. Y'all know him. Y'all love him. Tuna Sunday. Miss Frizzle is his good friend. And a good friend of mine as well.
I love that.
We're just good friends, Sam.
Just really, some really
Tuna
good
and I
friends.
are good friends.
Yeah.
Put a ring on that good friend.
What?
And then, of course, we've got Mama Cass down here. And I should add that these folks are silhouetted by choice. I think it's a great idea to like err on the side of caution when you're doing internet stuff, and so this is what they intended. I think it's a fantastic idea. For the rest of us who are, let's be honest, shameless,
Nothing to look for.
me and Tuna and Halfbit, we are unloading here. Folks, thank you very much for joining us, and I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Halfbit now, who is going to take us on to the next part of our adventure. Let's hear it, Halfbit.
Thank you, Sam. All right. So we have. Did we ever figure out a solid name for our town? We had the idea of Alton. Do we have any other ideas before we move on?
There was a suggestion for Spielberg.
Yeah, that was from Mike. Mike suggested Spielberg.
Spielberg. Interesting.
I
How do we
altered
feel
it.
about it?
Spielberg.
I altered it to
Oregon.
S-P-E-E. Nope, not 3 E's. S-P-E-E-L-B-U-R-G.
Okay.
Jura suggested Heston, which I think is pretty like. I think that's like a solid like they always go for the nondescript names in the 80s movies. It's like just sort of a calm, middle of the road name.
Sure.
Pando?
What was that?
Pando, he's one of the current guitarists for Flock of Seagulls.
Wait, are they still touring?
Yeah, they just released an album.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're coming to our town next month.
All right. So
Beretta, I believe.
Spielberg, Heston, or Alton. How do we feel about those?
I
feel
think I like.
I
What'd
like
you
the
say?
sound of Alton, Oregon, because
What
they both
about-
start with vowels.
What about
Sure, I like that
Haltenberg?
Altenberg.
Haltenberg, there it is.
I think I like Alton as well. I think for similar reasons, but yeah, I just like. I don't know.
It's simple too. It's like a
Yeah.
nice, simple, small town name, like Alton.
Yeah.
Sure. I do like the double vowel Alton, Oregon
Yep.
ring.
Probably named after some prospector back in the Gold Rush era.
Very possibly.
Yeah.
He was a little too far north.
Alrighty.
His name was Brown Alton.
Hi, my son's name is Brown.
You know, like, well, I was gonna say like that character from Tales from the Witch House, but I still have not confirmed that's not racist, and
Yeah,
it
no.
probably is.
Vito.
All right.
Veil it.
Oh man.
So, getting into the mechanics of Kids on Bikes. We have all played, and many of us are familiar on this channel with Dungeon World. And I would say Dungeon World is a narrative strategy game, if that makes sense. I would say Kids on Bikes goes even more into
Oh yeah.
the narrative side of RPGs. Am I hearing an echo from somebody?
I'm
Here, let me mute on my side. That might be it.
Yeah, I'm getting feedback from Sam.
Am I good? Do I hear something else? I don't know. Anyways. I am... Yes, that's where I'm at. Sorry. This is more of a narrative game than a strategy game. I'm still hearing that echo. Sorry. It's bothering
I am
me.
too. And Frizz and I are both muted.
Is it possible? Because I've got Kids on Bikes open on my screen now. Is it possible you're piping audio into there? I mean, no, I'm set up to receive nothing. So, well, okay. Let me see. Does this fix it? If we go back here, try it again.
Ba-da-da-da-da. Hello, hello, hello. I'm not hearing any feedback. Hello, hello, hello. I'm not
And-
hearing feedback.
And how about now?
Hello, 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 hello. I'm not hearing any feedback now.
Okay, so I'm not sure what it is.
Oh, good. Okay, so this is a narrative game more as opposed to a strategy game. There is certainly strategy involved in Kids on Bikes, based on making decisions and stuff like that. But ultimately, we are telling a story together, and the roles that we make with our characters, and with our stats and stuff. It's everything. We're trying to move the story forward, whether that's in a negative way or a positive way, and that is kind of the core game of Kids on Bikes is narrative, and that started with our world building, and it'll continue with our characters, and more than other games, even more than Dungeon World, all of us tell the story together. There is even, as I mentioned, there's a character, the powered character in this game, that all of us are going to share together. I will give I will decide the skeleton of the character, but eventually I will give a character up to all of you. So that is what Kids on Bikes is. There are, much like in Dungeon World or D&D, there are 6 core stats in this game. Let me bring this up. I don't know if this can be seen on screen. This probably can be, yeah. I don't know if I can make this bigger. Yeah. There are each of these stats, when they're used, they're used in a more looser sense than in like D&D or Dungeon World. So the stats are brains, brawn, fight, flight, charm, and grit. Brains, I'm just going to go through these and read these. These are directly from the book. This stat determines how book smart a character is. This will determine how well they understand problems, how well they did or are doing in school, and how quickly they're able to solve academic problems. Brawn. This stat determines how much brute strength the character has. It does not determine how well they can fight, just how well they can lift things and how much physical damage they can take. It also determines how physically intimidating a character is. Fight. This stat determines how good a combatant a character is, and with whatever weapons or fighting skills you decide your character knows. While a character with a high fight stat won't be able to pick up a gun and use it effectively as if they have never fired one before, this stat will make them good with weapons that they do have experience with. Also, they'll be able to learn how to use new weapons and fighting skills more easily if given proper training. Flight. This stat determines how fast a character is, as well as how skilled they are at evading their problems, both literally and figuratively. Characters with high flight stat will be fast and tough to trap, both physically and verbally. Charm. This stat determines how socially adept a character is and how good they are at reading the emotions of another person or group of people. Character with high charm stat will be able to talk themselves out of tough situations and into good ones with relative ease, within reason. And then our final stat is grit. This determines how hard it is to break a character emotionally or physically. Characters with a high grit stat will be able to keep a level head in the worst of situations and will be able to keep their cool even when pushed hard. And finally, this stat also determines how street smart a character is. Now, I'm going to take a drink. Thirsty?
Attaboy.
Chug, chug.
I'm going to be honest, folks. I am struggling. I don't know where I'm going to fall in this. Typically,
Me
I
too.
come into these knowing like, oh, I know just what kind of character I want to play, and I'll figure out how to fit him in. But I'm coming from a blank slate this time.
Same.
Sure.
Oh, I've totally got it figured out.
because
do.
that'll give the rest of us
I
like
know you
a
do.
launching off point. That'll be good.
Perfect.
And these are basically pretty much the only stats you have in the game. Like in D&D and Dungeon World, you have a lot of different things that can affect your rolls. But this is basically it. I'm gonna bring up a character sheet. I can't grab this. Why can I not grab this?
And for everyone's reference, once again, just like flag me down, Halfbit. I'll keep an eye on your camera when you don't need me to vamp anymore. But I have played this game before. Mama has played this game before. Tuna is probably familiar, but I don't believe you've played, correct? And then Miss Frizzle is coming in totally blind to it.
And yet
I am
most
100%
prepared.
blind.
I'm so prepared.
That's right. This is good. We've got a good array of skill sets. Sorry.
What?
Go ahead, Halfbit. I'm so sorry.
All right. Is this character sheet being shown? Oh no, it's not being shown to everyone. Show to players. This should work.
Is it supposed to say Mama Cass at the top?
Yeah, I just had Mama Cass
This
pop up
is
for us.
your character sheet. Can you go to the
I've only got bio and info so far. I think you might need to put it. I don't know if you need to put it in our journals.
Put it in your journal. It's in all players' journals.
Or it might be controlled by characters.
Yeah.
And
There it is.
you could probably just make it like everybody can
There
control
it
all
is.
the character
Hey.
sheets. But yeah, now we can see it.
Great. Okay. So if you will look at the character sheet, at where the stats are, it'll show there's an option to change the dice at which you roll for that stat. Unlike a Dungeon World where you roll 2d6 for every roll, or Dungeons and Dragons, you roll a d20 for every roll, and then you add pluses or minuses. For this game, each stat you assign a different dice. So from a D4 to a D6, a D8, a D10, a D12, or a D20. So what that means is your character is going to be really good at something, whatever your D20 is that you roll, and they're going to be really bad at one thing. So if your character has a D4 that you roll for whenever you are fighting, that means you are a really, really bad fighter. Does this make sense to all of my players?
Yep.
Yeah.
Any questions
Yep.
so far? Okay. Those are the core stats and the base of your character. You will also choose you will have strengths. Strengths are things that mechanically and narratively affect the game.
Mhm.
Like all kids in this game, if you are playing a kid, you automatically gain quick healing, which means that you heal quicker than others.
And there are essentially 3 age blocks for characters, right? You can either play a kid, or a teen, or an adult.
Correct.
Cool.
Grandma.
And then grandma. And then there are character flaws that you choose. Flaws are primarily only narrative. They don't have mechanical things, but they do change the narrative. And then you have fears. You would choose a fear for your character, or fears if you have more than one fear. There will be motivations, something that drives your character. That is very important in this game. Something interesting in this game is that I think there's something like this in Dungeon World. I've only played a handful of times.
Sure.
But whenever you fail a roll, you gain something called an adversity token.
Yeah.
Which are represented under here. Whenever you fail a roll, you gain an adversity token. And in future rolls, you can spend adversity tokens to give yourself a +1 to your next roll. So when I say that this game is narrative, bad things can happen, but you get adversity tokens to make good things happen later. So there is definitely an up and down, a balance to this game.
Yeah, kind of a flow of advantage and disadvantages.
Exactly. So that's the core stats, the adversity tokens. And
y'all can see it's super simple. You just like choose some stats, check some boxes, and you're basically good to go.
Mm-hmm.
I love character sheets like this.
Yeah.
I think one more thing that I like to go over, then we can get into the character building, is that there are 2 different types of roles in this game, meaning skill checks. You have a planned action that you can take. That is a skill check you can make that you can take your time with and plan how you're going to do it, as is the title. And you can either roll for that skill check, or you can just take, I believe, the average number on your die, or 10. Can't remember what it is. I need to look this up.
Sure, that's all right. I mean, I think like the overall point is that we get a chance to either just sort of by default take sort of a middle of the road kind of thing, or we can roll for it. And I think one of the things about a planned roll is that you can choose which stat you want to use. Is that correct?
There is more discussion on how you want to make the skill check, and with a planned action, other players can spend adversity tokens on your roll.
Yeah, to like help out. Yeah, it's to reflect like a move where you've taken some time to plot it. So maybe a route that you've planned, like if you've planned a route through your burning town, you might be able to do something like that. If you've prepared with some special gear, you might have some help toward a specific role, as opposed to
snap decisions. That is the other sort of skill check you make. That is, as the title suggests, it's something that you have no time with. You have to make a roll here and now. In those, you must roll the die, and you cannot accept help or adversity tokens from other players. You can spend your own adversity tokens on that roll, but you are by yourself in the roll.
It's all on your back. Yep.
Okay.
Sanders asking a good question. Can you use more than one token on a single move?
You can use as many adversity tokens for anything you want, basically.
Sure.
So if you want to use 10 of them for one roll, you can. But then you will have no more adversity tokens.
Yeah.
Those are eggs in that basket.
Oh, you underestimate my ability to fail a roll.
Well, but I mean that's the thing about this game. It's fun to fail because then you get adversity tokens. So then you can spend them to make sure you pass a roll. Okay. So, as I mentioned before, we've gotten through the core mechanics that I wanted to talk about. And now we are getting onto character building, which I am so excited about.
Yeah.
You guys built an awesome world for us to play in.
Indeed.
And now let's see who our players and our characters are. So in this game, we choose, for the first time players especially, we choose character tropes. And those determine what your stats kind of are. This is a list that I have brought up. I don't know if you guys can see this, but if you guys look in your handouts, there's a handout called character tropes that you can bring up. And this is a list of all of the adult tropes that you can choose, the teen tropes and the child tropes. There is definitely some overlap. But like you can't play a child blue collar worker. If
Rats.
that makes sense. So kind of looking at this quick list, you guys can look at some of the teen tropes. You can play a brilliant mathlete, a funny sidekick, a loner weirdo, a wannabe, stuff like that. And if you go to this, if you copy and paste this link into your web browser, that'll bring up the Kids on Bikes playbook, which you guys can scroll through all of those character tropes and choose one that you want to be.
As with a lot of these games, I tend to enjoy, and not everybody's like this, so I get it, but my preference is generally, I just like to pick it by the name or by the thing that fits most closely with how, like, I don't know, sort of the archetype that I want to play. And then I find out about the mechanics once I've already committed to it. Like I said, sure. I'm not going to tell anybody else you got to do it like that, but I don't think I'm going to look at the playbooks. I think I'm just going to pick one and then pull out what I'm going to do. You going to look at the playbook?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give this to you, I think, so you can scroll through this. But Miss Frizzle says, I don't need to read for you. You're here yourself. I'm so used to reading for you in chat.
You can read it if you really want to.
Well, okay, so Frizz, you were talking about wanting to be captain of the cheer squad, and you're wondering, does that make you popular kid?
Excuse you, the squaw squad.
Indeed, yeah, the squaw squad.
Right.
Pride. And you've brought up, does that make you popular kid or plastic beauty? I want to add to that the possible brutish jock, where you're like, you are just a like super serious hardcore athlete, and the sport that you are in is cheer, and so you're like, you have like taken, I keep wanting to call it aerobics, that's not it. What is it called?
Jazzercise?
No, not jazzercise, gymnastics. Like, yeah, you have been in gymnastics your whole life, and like right now you're applying it toward cheer, but like maybe in another season you would be doing, pommel horse or something like that. So just another option if you were looking for a different flavor on cheer team captain. Or hell, conspiracy theorist cheer team captain.
Just layer it on.
Don't you dare take my conspiracy theorist.
I figured Tuna was gonna pick that.
One thing I do want to note, be thinking about when you're looking at these different tropes, look at the die that you're going to be rolling for each stat in that character, in that trope. And whatever your D20 is and whatever your D4 is, these are things that people know you are bad at. And you might even be physically represented by your character. Like if you have a D4 in flight, you're probably not a very athletic person. You don't have a very athletic build. So stuff like that. Be thinking about that.
Or you are, but you're a lineman.
Sure.
Like, you're an athlete. You're just not quick. You're not going to leave the scene at speed. I am absolutely okay if you want to switch your dice around. Just let me know, and we could talk about it narratively, why your character might be better at one thing or worse at another thing. Sure.
Sure. What do the plus ones mean on, like, why? I don't understand where those are coming from on the character sheets.
For a specific, I want to say they're tied to the archetype that you've chosen, the trope that you've chosen. So, for instance, Plastic Beauty gets every time you roll fight and brawn, which is a funny combination to me, you get +1 to those rolls. Is that right? For Plastic Beauty?
That's why I was like, brawn? This doesn't seem right.
Let's see.
It's the one is a D6.
Brains and grit. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so those are as a result of... Oh, wait! No. It's not tied. It's tied to the age that you choose. I think all kids get charm and flight. Is that it? Does that sound right? Yeah, I think it's all teens get +1 to fight and brawn. All adults get brains and grit, and all kids get charm and flight. If I remember correctly.
Got it. Okay. I was like, I don't understand where these numbers are coming from.
I mean, I'm good to go already.
Are you really?
What are the ages for like children? Versus...
So it says teen is 14 through 19.
Okay.
Kid is 13 or younger. adult is 20 plus.
So one thing that I want to talk about with the group, because I am still like, I'm a little blank slate here. I kind of just want to fill in because it sounds like some of y'all have a much better idea of who you want to be. It sounds like Frizz sort of like brought in the heat early, and I appreciate you for that. Want to go like cheer squad captain? Do you know which of these tropes you want to grab?
I'm gonna be a teen, so I've ruled out popular kid.
Teen for sure. Popular kid is teen trope.
No, it says kid.
Is it on
the sheet?
Weird.
You can be
it's both.
You can be a kid, popular kid, child.
If you
or
scroll
teen.
down to the next page, it should have a teen version.
I stopped scrolling when I saw kid. But I want to look at Sam's suggestion of.
I am planning, like based on what other people do, I'm either planning on being a scout child, like a 11 or 12-year-old who's like
just cannot keep this kid in the house.
She's like on bike duty, like she watches for adults, blah blah blah. But on the other end, I might want to be an old lady who is probably a reclusive eccentric or something like that. Who I guess she would have like a similar role, like she watches out for the adults as well. She's like, hey kids, the adults like the neighborhood are coming, watch kind of thing. So I'm looking at like that kind of role.
Nice.
Okay, so you know sort of like what function you want to play in our quad.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Not necessarily age though. I know I'm not a teen.
Gotcha. And Tuna, what are you thinking?
I was thinking a conspiracy theorist adult.
You know, gotcha. I knew you were gonna pick that. I absolutely, I know what Tuna's gonna play.
You know what's funny? I did not, but I should have.
But my thought is I want to switch because on the stats it's D20 for brains and D8 for grit. I want to switch those, so I'm street smart but not book smart whatsoever. So I'm
that's absolutely okay with me.
A modern day conspiracy theorist. No brains.
Yeah, and these tropes are meant to be sort of a starting point for your character build. Feel free to change them as you want.
Sure.
So,
I actually need control over my character sheet in Roll20.
Oh. Yeah, I can still only see bio and info in mine.
Let me change this up.
So do you know? Did that help you, like at least age-wise?
No, it doesn't at all.
Well, if you choose to be,
I'm getting nothing.
If you choose to be like a teen, then I'll go with grandma.
Never mind, I found it.
Okay.
I found it by the name Wannabe. I am a wannabe rocker.
Yes.
Yes, it.
I'm the one who really just like if I'm gonna idolize him, I need to know his name. So I'm gonna need to write it down somewhere. What's his name again?
Mike Score.
Mike Score.
Are you Pando? Are you trying to get into Flock of Seagulls and you don't make it until 2004?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Who's Pando?
He's the current. He's
the current guitarist who didn't join Flock of Seagulls until 2004, so he couldn't even get in back then.
Perfect.
He had to wait until 2004 to become a Flock of Seagulls member.
It skeeves me out to try and play somebody who's a real person that I don't know stuff about and is still alive, so I'm gonna stay away from it. But I'm definitely going wannabe rocker. Mike Score looks like he should be more of a member of like Rammstein or something.
Yeah.
Than I Ran So Far Away group, but
they're also British, but we won't talk about that.
Actually, here's what I'm gonna go with. Like, Flock of Seagulls. I've only heard the one song. I Ran. That's like super 80s tone. I think what I don't have a name for my character yet. I think I'm trying to be the next like wave of music. I probably can't stand all the Mike Score stuff. Grunge. So yeah, I think I'm trying more for like a 90s grunge kind of thing. I'm probably going to be more of a Nirvana contemporary.
Like a Soundgarden.
Assuming I'm successful at it. But I know I'm not particularly successful right now.
Okay, then I'm going to be an old lady, eccentric weirdo.
Oh boy.
Or no, what's it called?
Eccentric. Conspiracy theorist?
No, reclusive eccentric.
Reclusive eccentric. Okay, so let's get yours built first.
Old biddy.
Do you know
She's
what
my grandma.
Okay.
Gertrude.
You should all have control of your character sheets now.
80s.
Yeah, I was gonna say 76.
76.
Oh.
76. Don't have a fear for you.
Bunny's doing some weird things for me.
I guess I can just pick an archetype. Oh, that's what this is for. Okay. So where is this reclusive eccentric adult at? Stoic professional. Here's wannabe teen is page.
Ooh, I love the pop
How
out
much
on
do we
roll
fill
20.
out before we go into those questions?
Choose your age. Fill in your dice, your stats.
Okay.
And choose your age, strength, and flaws, and your first name. And you also have a handout for character. In your character, your trope sheet, there is character strengths, and you get to choose those. And if you are an adult, you get you automatically receive the skilled at strength.
Whoa, what are you skilled at?
Controlled burns.
Oh my god! What the hell? Were you like a former ranger or something? Like a former park ranger?
Totally.
That's so stupid good. Controlled burns.
Is that too specific?
I'm gonna write that down because it's great. Let's explore this.
Oh my god!
Here for a moment. Tuna, can you come here for a minute? My computer's doing weird things.
I'll be right there.
Oh my lord.
So, what skill that means? The skill that strength. This skill will correspond to their profession, either legal or illegal. When rolling stat checks, you add a +1 to your brains and grit. Where's this? So yeah, you get a +1 to your brains and grit, but the skilled at well, I have them all of the character strengths in this handout for you.
How did she make that pull? Controlled burns is so good.
It's funny. So you choose a skill, Cass. You are assumed to succeed when making even moderately difficult checks. Check at a 9 or less involving the skill. So whatever skill that is, you automatically succeed if it's at least a 9 or less.
She had to step away for a second.
Okay.
But controlled burns, and I'll relate this to her once she gets back. But controlled burns, she was wondering if that was too specific and if it would make more sense to do something like forestry or something, or like park rangership.
Well, this is specifically this is you choose one of your ability skills.
Oh, I see.
So something you have trained your whole life at, like you're good at, like let's say you're a marathon runner or something.
Mm-hmm.
You're good at flight. So if it's at least a 9 or less, or if it's harder than a 9, you add +3 to your roll.
Okay, so you've got so she'll apply to one of the 6 major abilities here.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed all of it, basically.
That's all right. That was specifically for the skill that essentially, like, you're going to pick one of your 6 major abilities, and you're going to be skilled at one of those things, which means that as long as the DC isn't super high, you're going to basically automatically succeed.
Okay.
Are you playing an adult?
Yes.
Sooner? Okay. Good to know.
Okay. So, and then the playbook says strengths pick 2, but skill that is already checked. So do I just get one more?
No,
then?
you each age gets 1 free strength, and then you choose an additional 2. And in the handout, you can choose from the different character strengths.
Yeah, and is there like how much do they matter? Is there like a description? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Found it. Thank you.
Okay. And I'm gonna go. Should my name be Bert LeMaine?
Bert LeMaine.
I'm gonna be.
Mine's Francis Muldoon.
16, I think makes sense. So I'm definitely a teen.
We're definitely in the same class.
Sander and Joaquin Watt, thank y'all for being here. I'll see y'all later. Got my mic score information up here. Let's see.
It's important.
Wannabe. I get rebellious.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with Plastic Beauty, but I'm gonna like change some of the stats around.
Sure.
If that's all right. But the plus ones stay where they are, correct?
Correct.
Like on the character sheet. Okay. How do I discern that on my character sheet in Roll20? Or does it just know?
So your character sheet in Roll20. I would just say, is there a way? I don't think there is a way to add a modifier to it. Just write it in your notes down at the bottom that you get a +1 to those rolls.
You good?
You know where you left it?
And chat, this part is a little bit quiet and time consuming as we kind of get our building blocks for our characters, but soon we are going to be asking a lot of awesome relationship questions.
Indeed. And actually even before then,
fun.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I said all I needed to say.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say even before then, I need more help building this character. So I should have my basic teen flaw, which was rebellious, and then I get 2 more on top of that? Or excuse me, strength? Or just the one more?
Two more strengths.
2 more strengths, and then how many flaws?
2 flaws.
2 flaws, okay. So chat, I could actually use some help with my character specifically as I'm choosing strengths and flaws. So I need 2 from each category in addition to my current rebellious strength. And like I said, I'm just going to go by the name. I'm not going to worry about the stats for right now.
And the flaws don't have any mechanical change.
Okay. Yeah, they're just more like instincts to play into as a player, right? Okay, cool. Oh boy. Most pleased. I have recovered. All right. Yeah, chat, let me know if you got any ideas. I'm thinking probably not wealthy. I'm probably trying to like get up and out of here. But I feel like maybe I just go like full
Sorry,
I don't know, full like rocker mode here. I've got rebellious, maybe cool under pressure. I could see skilled at music being a good idea. I guess that's not how it works. It would be skilled at a specific one of these. So probably charm. I don't know. As far as my flaws go, I'm gonna go with probably. Oh boy, I'm not sure. Can't read it, Luis. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in a bit here. So here are the strengths options. There's also skilled at down at the bottom, but this should hopefully be large enough to spot them up here. And then this is one column out of what? How many columns here? 3 columns for flaws.
I'll be right back.
Thank you, Don. Boastful.
Ooh, that's good.
That's a great one.
Yeah,
Luis,
I like
and
that.
then Intikana, which ones were you thinking? Was it skilled at or cool under pressure? Shoot, which ones were it? Which ones were it?
Which ones were it?
Because I could see maybe cool under pressure and like, I can do 2 from each category, plus the one that I've already got of rebellious. So I'll uncheck skilled at, and so I just need 2 more strengths here and 1 more flaw. Okay, cool under pressure.
I just eat a piece of that pesto bread.
Let's see, tough, quick healing, prepared, loyal, heroic, easygoing.
Gloomy.
Yeah, so Inti kind of thinking maybe
Flippant.
skilled at charm. Luis says boastful, or loyal. I like loyal.
Paranoid? Like you're scared that if you stay in this town, nothing will ever come of you?
That's exactly what I was looking for, is something that sort of led toward that, like just a need to like get out of town. And probably paranoid is going to be the way that I'm going to go for it, but maybe protective, says Intikana.
Envious?
We're looking at strengths first.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Right to the negativity.
Oh, yeah.
I think I started with flaws too. I was like, that makes more sense. Just from there.
Is that just a hunk of bread?
This is tough to choose.
It definitely is, but it's not just any bread.
I'm back.
She asked you if that was just a hunk of bread.
Pesto focaccia
Yum.
loaf.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
It's really good. I needed something solid in my stomach, so I went for some nice Costco bread.
I think I'm with Louise for the second one. I think I want to go tough. I think I want to go tough. I think I want to be like, because that feels like a hallmark of the musical style, doesn't it? Now to flaws.
I think so.
We got boastful, and I want that to be tied to my other flaw, which is basically like I'm just scared I'll never get out of this town. And I guess I'm gonna sort of check the paranoid box, but maybe resentful is a better way to put it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know. I definitely want those to be tied together. But Louise Allen, congrats on your peach leaf sourdough, which is an interesting combination of words.
That sounds tasty.
That sounds real
That
good.
sounds really tasty.
Mmm.
Self-pitying.
Which one says it better, resentful or self-pitying? I'm gonna stick with resentful.
Yeah, I think resentful.
Okay. I think I'm good on that front then. Thank you. So let's bounce back to Mama Cass.
You don't have a name yet?
True. Yeah, I'm not sure what to go with there yet.
Chat, give him a name.
Yeah, I need a name, and I want first and last, middle optional.
Yeah, and you don't have to decide on the last name right now if you don't want to. We're going to be deciding relationships and how well we know each other. So some of us could be related, some of us might not be.
Sure.
Some of us definitely will not be, unless we're all quadruplets.
We are not related.
Yeah, we're quadruplets. I'm 76 years old.
That's my gammy.
Strengths. So skilled at, you pick one of these 6.
Oh. What, fight? Or grit?
Sure.
Or brawn?
You can be strongful,
like,
lady.
I feel like... Is grit... What does that do?
Grit is like your... It's a little like Constitution, right, Halfbit?
Yeah.
I thought it was wisdom, like street smarts.
It's both.
Ah.
Yeah, they kind of mix and match in this game.
The
I think
grit
stats
makes
are
sense.
very multifunctional in this game.
Yeah. A lot of overlap. She's going with grit as her skilled at, so you pick 2 more of these and 2 of these.
2 more. Do these have any like descriptions, or is it just based on the name?
The strengths.
Yeah.
They have
If you look in the
mechanical
handouts,
functions.
if you look in the handouts, there's a character strengths handout. You can read them.
Here we go.
Oh, that's helpful.
Will you go to?
Yeah, they have some really good
Rebellious?
things.
Okay, so I picked prepared, and it says may spend 2 adversity tokens.
Free and only.
Oh, to just have.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Okay, so that's different from being able to spend multiple at a time?
Protective?
Or do I have to have one of these
like
strengths that
protective
allows me
makes
to
sense.
spend multiple?
And.
What do you mean?
Wait, prepared?
So like we said earlier, you can spend as many adversity tokens as you want.
Right, but that's just to get like a plus to your roll. These.
Yeah. This
Things-
is
Unassuming?
to get an item you wouldn't
Like, I feel
you
like
might
she
not
knows the
have with
forest
you.
or the woods.
Got it. Okay.
Like if you're in
Unassuming.
if
and
you're-
So this is- okay.
protective.
if you're tied
That
up
is the lookout, that's pretty
in a
good.
in a net or something, you just happen to have a knife with you or something.
What was it?
Sure. Sure.
Protective. And my flaws, are those also in our handouts?
Those
I
have
do
no
have a list
mechanicals.
of.
Gotcha.
I do. There is a list in the handouts, but I believe there's one on your trope that are suggested strengths and flaws. But you don't have to go with those.
Yeah, I think just whatever matches your vision of this character the best.
Correct.
Yeah, it doesn't even include it on here. So
She's blunt. I picked
she's
2.
hot-tempered. Mm-hmm.
Blunt and
Paranoid.
maybe paranoid.
Perverse.
Can you go up to?
Oh, God.
Can you go up to the stats again? Yeah, those.
This? Sure.
I don't think I want our D20 to be flight. I think I want that to be something. Well, what is it for?
That's like to escape, to be speedy,
Oh, then maybe I do.
to free yourself.
Then maybe I do.
Okay.
What's fight?
Is basically what it sounds like.
To fight.
It's a sort of a narrower version of like strength in some games. But it does deal specifically with fighting in its various forms.
All right, that's fine. Okay, guys, I need a name for her. Chat. She's old, and she was a ranger, park ranger,
I need a name for my rocker as well.
and she's blunt. Think, 3 billboards, but older.
Ooh, yes. Such a good movie.
Oh, wait a second. Jonathan Nathaniel Frederick is the name suggested for me. I'm gonna need.
Edith. That's a good one.
He needs some. He needs some version of that name that's like more hardcore.
Johnny. I don't know. Johnny
Johnny
Frederick?
Kicks.
Oh, Johnny Kicks is really good.
Johnny Kicks. That is good.
This is why I'm your brand manager.
Yes, it is.
For Cass, I put Edith Wells.
I like Edith.
Mm-hmm.
And he spells it Jony. Edith Wells.
Oh god.
Edith Wells is pretty good.
Louise, Edith was a good suggestion.
Yeah, Edith was a
Johnny
really good
Kicks.
suggestion.
I've already got my name. I'm Stacy Abernathy.
Oh, that's a perfect name, Michaela. I mean,
Name. Mine is Francis Muldoon.
All right.
Excellent.
How are we all doing with the character creation? Are we
I'm
all
good.
I think I'm in a
you're doing
good
great.
spot. Yeah.
Cass is good for name, age, stats, strengths, and flaws. I am good for the
that's
same.
That's kind of all we need right now. We can
Yeah.
round them out as we go here. So if everyone would introduce their characters for me, and And we've talked about him a little bit here, but Tuna, you want to go ahead and introduce your character for us?
Yeah. I am Francis Muldoon. I am 32 years old. I'm a little bit paranoid and a little more superstitious.
Okay.
I got all grit, no brains. I am a treasure hunter, but I'm through my fighting, which is my skill. I'm skilled at fighting. I am also quick healing. So I've been in one too many fights.
Gotcha.
A scrappy individual.
I am a scrappy, scrawny individual because my D4 is in brawn.
And he's kind of young. I imagine him being older, but he's a younger guy, right?
Yeah, he's just getting into it. My pappy was lost to the bombs or to the explosion, so
Oh,
you know,
okay.
I'm taking up. I'm taking up his throne of of the theories, trying to prove them.
Sure.
Member of the Singular Fortean Society.
Okay, member of the Fortean Society. And what is that?
It's a conspiracy theorist society that I mailed $5 to, and they sent me back a certificate.
Oh my god!
And they send me a magazine with all the sightings across the country. You know what? They send me new photos that they find and new evidence.
That's really
That is
good.
fantastic.
That's great stuff, bud.
Fantastic.
Um,
Let's get some tunas in chat for him.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, this is my favorite part of any game, is creating a character.
Yes, I do.
All right. We want to go on. Let's do Frizz. Who is Stacy?
Absolutely. Stacy Abernathy is captain of the Squaw Squad. My father's running for city council president, and I'm upholding the family name and running for student body president.
Nice.
Can I count on your vote?
Definitely, ma'am.
Okay.
And
I never went to high school.
which trope did you choose, Michaela?
So I sort of chose Plastic Beauty, but then I rearranged the stats, and then I actually really liked the questions from Popular Kid better. So I'm aspiring as a popular
So you're
kid,
just
I
sort of
guess.
messing up our whole thing, aren't you?
I mean, the stats were pretty similar.
You
so it's not
maniac.
that-
It's all good. Okay. And what strengths and flaws do you have?
Absolutely. I'm rebellious, obviously. Extremely wealthy and intuitive.
Okay.
No flaws.
What is the
No flaws. No.
Flaws, N-A.
I picked self-centered, obviously. And I also picked hot-tempered because I feel like I can have like a really good like Stacey Karen moment.
Sure. I like it. Fun. Okay. Let us go to.
So don't take another
Let's do Cass.
Uh-oh.
Who is our old lady?
Heyo.
Reverend Edith Wells.
So I am Edith Wells. I am on the older side, but after my 50th, I started counting backwards.
Okay.
And you got to 76. God, you're old.
I'm actually in my 30s right now. Strengths. I need you to scroll down.
Yep.
My strengths are I'm protective, unassuming, and I'm skilled at my grit. She used to be a park ranger, and she would focus on controlled burns. She knows. She feels like she knows the wildlife around the town pretty well.
Is she pissed about what happened at the dam?
Oh yeah, for sure. Her flaws are she's blunt and paranoid. Like I said, think kind of like Three Billboards.
Sure.
Kind of
Oh, cool.
personality. Yeah. That's her.
What
I
is
didn't
that?
change the stats around at all. She's reclusive, eccentric, so.
So like Frances McDormand in, it's called Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Is that right?
Correct.
Cool.
Okay,
I
we've
freaking
got
love
an
Francis.
interesting cast of characters so far here, folks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. Finally, let's go to Sam. Who's our rocker dude, or wannabe rocker?
Yeah, our wannabe rocker is Jonathan Nathaniel Frederick, who goes by Johnny Kicks, but he only spells it Jony because he likes to use people who call him Joni to get into arguments with, because he thinks it makes him sound tough. He's a wannabe rocker. Really not a fan of the flock of seagulls or like the whole sort of angle that the town is trying to take. He feels like he wants to be part of like the next thing, the thing that's coming up. He probably idolizes Nirvana and groups like that. It's gonna be tough because Sam is not terribly into grunge music as a whole, so I'm gonna need to sort of find my way into it. But my strengths are: I am cool under pressure, I am rebellious because I'm a teen, and I am tough. Meanwhile, my flaws are that I'm boastful, and I'm sort of using that to hide my other flaw, which is that I'm resentful. And I'm resentful mostly just of the town itself and how anxious I am that I might never be able to kind of make it big and get out of town. That's me.
Gotcha. Sorry, did you say your strengths?
Yep, cool under pressure, rebellious, and tough.
Got it. Sorry.
And my highest and lowest are I've got a really low fight and a really high flight.
Okay. Well, again, great job, folks. I'm very excited to see these characters. Now we get to answer character questions.
Indeed.
This is also one of my favorite parts of this game. Let me find the right page. Where is the right page? There it is. Okay.
I'm excited to see what's coming next.
Yeah.
I think we talk about relationships here pretty soon, which is another one of these things. And once again, just wave me down when you want me to finish up. But this game really does a great job supporting the start of a campaign. It lacks something a bit in advancement. So if you're one of those folks who loves like having a character gain more and more moves and having your stats go up and up and up, this might not be the game for you. But what it does really well is tells kind of shorter stories that are impactful. So we start with, like you saw, that world building gives everyone a chance to say something that they care about. For instance, you may have noticed I have talked about the sort of musical side of this town a ton because that just sounded really cool to me, and I keep building upon that, and it gives us all an opportunity to say, for instance, Tuna, like taking this this sort of oil company into effect and how he wants to interact with the world in that way. Miss Frizzle likes this idea of the squaw squad, and as such wants to be a cheer captain. And so it gives us all a chance to really explore the things that we're going to be interested in doing and that we're going to care about once we go in. Now that we've built these characters, we get to talk about... Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so now we develop relationships, and we ask questions about our characters.
Indeed.
And each other. I am going to start with Tuna, Francis Muldoon.
Yes.
Your character, do you know, does your character know Edith Wells?
Ooh.
And I guess this is the question for both Edith and Francis. Do you two know each other?
I feel like I know most people in the town just because I'm out and about quite a bit. Because I'm pretty paranoid, so I like to get a know on, who's new in town, and I want to know who's here that isn't supposed to be here.
I think Edith would dabble in conspiracy theories.
Okay, I like that.
That wouldn't surprise me.
You're a low
She
person.
may have spent a certain $5 after someone asked her to.
You write my
may
name on
convince
the
me.
reference sheet, then I get an extra pin.
So you've had conversations about. You've probably had a conversation at some point about conspiracy theories, right?
I imagine I walked past her, like, sitting in her rocker on her porch, like, holding
Sure.
some sort of, like, radio device, and I stopped to talk to her about her day and
Yeah,
what the
okay.
radio device is detecting.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
I think she's probably like a firm believer in like ghosts. Like that's
Okay.
probably her
Ooh.
like area of interest. Not necessarily like aliens are invading or Bigfoot's real. More
Sure.
like this old house creaks a lot more than it should.
Alrighty.
These old bones creak a lot more than they should.
I'm only 36 years old. Something's going wrong here. Is that math even right? What's 50 minus? Let's do math. How old?
So
do
now
say
I am going to be rolling a d20. And you're gonna answer some questions about each other.
Okay.
A 1 to start with. Good. Alrighty. First of all, would you say your relationship is positive or negative with each other?
I feel like it's probably positive, but not like
Super buddy buddy.
but not
Just
like
kind old lady.
not like I can't think of the words right now. You know, like when you're like
You should see the gymnastics she's doing over here, like trying to find.
It's like
the
a
word she's
Midwestern
looking for.
hello.
it's like our relationship is positive, like there's no hostility between each other, but it's not like a healthy thing. Like we're like running conspiracy theories behind or
Oh, I got
on each other. It's like an addiction, but not like bad for your health kind of thing.
What is it called? Dependency or something?
Yeah, I couldn't think of the
Sort
word.
of.
I show her, like, I always have to bring her the latest, like, 40 in Society newsletter
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like we
that
both
I get mailed.
Yeah, we're like helping each other dig ourselves deeper into this like
Okay.
It's like
crazy
shared. It's like shared trauma, but you don't realize it's traumatic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This is really very good.
All right. Sorry. Interesting question. For Francis to answer about Edith. And we can take this as you can interpret this question however you'd like.
Actually, cut it into multiple parts.
What did this character do for you that makes you owe them a debt you can't repay?
Ooh.
Nice. That's a really
She
good
was
one.
the one who introduced me to the 40 in Society. She was the one who first told me about them.
Okay.
And so I owe all of my recent work and all of my expansion of my hobby to her.
Like your sense of purpose.
Yeah, my sense of purpose I owe to her because she showed me the society that I can now mail all of my writings to.
You were in a dark place before she found you.
Right. I just had drawers, like desk drawers full of all these notes and Polaroid photos, and I had no one to show them to. And now I have the society that I mail every single week.
And she knew about it first, but which one of you is more into it?
Definitely him.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
I
cool.
fell hard.
That was my suspicion. I just wanted to confirm. It's so funny because Tuna, you managed to take off all the 80s stuff and you still look very 80s.
I'm still 80s.
Like very
He
convincingly
left
80s.
the glasses and the hat and the shirt.
And the
He
shirt.
only took off the jacket.
Fair enough. It's just I would not be surprised to see you wearing that on an average day, I guess is what I mean.
Well, I appreciate
I would never
it.
wear this.
You wore it to the store
Good
the other
answer.
day.
Okay. This is again for Francis about Edith.
No.
What does this character do that makes you immediately lose your temper?
Oh, she discredits anything that's not about ghosts.
Okay, sure.
Is that your thing? Is
Probably.
that your
Ghosts are ghosts are the one thing that I'm like, yeah, that's definitely, like, it has to be real.
Mhm.
But everything else that he's like, man, they saw a crashed UFO over in the next town over. I'm like, there's no way.
No,
The government is in
that's
the oil
dumb.
refinery. I swear.
That ain't real.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the government is working out of the oil refinery. I have Polaroids.
Great stuff. Okay. This is going to be for Edith about Francis.
So as you can see, we're starting to build this web of relationships. How do we relate to one another? It's a good way to start any campaign, frankly, because it gives the characters a chance to start from a place of being in a relationship as opposed to having to like stumble their way into it. Just some of these seeds are great because it gives us an idea of how to proceed.
What is Edith's first memory of Francis?
Definitely. I was like sitting on my porch, like trying to get ghost readings or something, and he like came up and started talking to me about it. And it was like the first person who like genuinely expressed interest in it.
Is that an EMF detector?
Yeah, it's got the stick figures.
Got yourself a spirit box?
I love that thing.
That's my favorite thing too.
Oh, what is that called? The SLS camera?
Yes.
Perfect.
Oh. Damn, do I love the SLS camera.
And
This is just going to
Edith-
become like a Tuna fantasy sim.
It's so
Edith must have
great.
somebody bankroll in her investigations. That equipment
Running
is
at
not
ya.
cheap.
Tuna's deepest desires.
Well, I'm trying to get you to play Phasmophobia with me. It's my deepest dream.
Okay, another interesting question for Francis about for Edith about Francis. How far would you go to make this character suffer?
Oh. Jeez.
We turned a corner real quick.
And if it's not that far, or it's however you want to answer.
Maybe I feel like he's starting to like spiral. And so I wouldn't necessarily be wanting him to like suffer out of like hatred, more like I'm doing this for your own good kind of thing. But I don't know, like try to revoke his membership or something.
Okay.
Just
Like just because I feel like he's spiraling, like an intervention. Like you're spiraling too far. Like
yeah, like
you can't be getting this information all the time.
Yeah, an
It's like
inept
social
attempt
media.
to protect him from himself, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
So I would go as far as to revoke his membership from.
Sure.
I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, the
Fortean Society.
It was it was 2 words, right? Tuna, what was it?
What's
the,
that?
The what Fortean Society?
Well, the actual name is Singular Fortean Society.
Gotcha.
But we can just call it the Fortean Society.
Sure.
Alrighty. Stacy,
Yes.
do you know Edith Wells?
I think I like know of her, but I don't know that I've met her personally. I don't intermingle.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
hang around the high school very much.
That makes sense.
She's that weird old lady that sits on her porch with that walkie-talkie thing.
She is your grandmother. Y'all just don't like each other.
Never met it.
That would be funny. That's how she's wealthy. She can afford all this stuff.
Yeah, it's all my wealth that I've passed on to you, just like
Uh-huh.
without you knowing.
Your park
Yeah.
ranger fortune? Where you get
Yeah,
all this
I'm a
quiche at, girl?
I'm the only park ranger in all of Oregon.
Gotcha.
The whole state.
my
And you're hunting ghosts.
park ranger's trove.
Ooh, interesting. Stacy, this is a question about Edith. Why is this character's family so important in the town? Or at least, why do you think so?
Do I have to think she's important?
Yes.
Or why do you don't have to think she's important, or why does the town think she's important?
I think like 13 years ago when that big thing happened, she like saved a bunch of people or something.
Awesome.
The only park
So you
ranger in
think
all
that
of Oregon. They needed me.
Edith saved a bunch of people.
She had like a hero moment or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. And Edith, did you?
Wait, are you asking me did it actually happen or do I view it as
I'm
hero moment?
asking you, is this is the stem of this answer true?
I feel like it makes sense, but she doesn't view it as that. Like,
You just view it as you were doing a job,
yeah.
probably.
Like, oh, like I smelled dynamite or something. I don't know. And
Like Elmer Fudd.
She's a dynamite sniffing grandma.
it's my ghost dog.
God, and then the 13
Where did
years
I
since
come
have just
back
been the
to?
town realizing, oh, okay, so she did a great thing. This is the conversation everybody has in quiet. No. She did a great thing. The town is so blessed to have her. But have you heard her talk? Oh my God, she says she can smell dynamite. No, I heard her say it. I swear to God, she said that.
That's one of the rumors.
She trains the dogs at the airport. No, like this.
Oh my God. She doesn't train them, she apprentices them.
Yeah. I'm gonna take you under my wing, pup.
Oh my God.
That was Stacy
Oh, good
about
Lord.
Edith. Okay, Edith. I'm assuming you don't know Stacy either.
Nope.
Okay.
Unless she's my
But
grandma.
you definitely know who my family is.
'cause it's
Yeah,
like-
if you say you're wealthy, you're probably well known in the town. Edith, why do you not want to associate with Stacy?
Because she's a child.
Okay.
Excuse you, I'm a teen.
Everybody below the age of 30 is a child.
It would probably be because, like, I don't know, she, like, gives off weird vibes and she knows that, so she's definitely, like, trying to stay away from, like, kids.
Okay. So you just want to stay away from kids in general?
Yeah, she, like, probably doesn't go super close to the schools. What are you doing?
I'm looking at Tuna.
Oh.
Hey.
I'm just freaking her out. I'm sorry.
She probably doesn't go too close to the schools. Like, she's just, like, heard rumors about, like, people talking about her. This was probably
Wait,
pre-dam
I'm
explosion, but,
Okay.
yeah.
Noted. Johnny Kicks
Heyo.
and Edith Wells. Y'all know each other?
Yeah.
She's slowly shaking her head and I'm slowly nodding.
Maybe we're neighbors and I, like, hear your rock music.
Are you into it? Or do you hate it?
It's that new crap.
Is that new crap? Okay, you're not into it?
Yeah.
I feel like I want to have a good relationship with somebody. I don't want to just be like the rebellious, like
It can be me. though.
Sure.
like hateful teen.
I can enjoy it.
I'm just generally not a hateful character in general. Has some anxieties about getting stuck, but yeah, I want to have one like overtly positive relationship. And
Sure, I like your music and I'm encouraging you to do it.
Maybe you don't like my music, but you are encouraging me to do it. This is at your discretion, of course. This is your character, but.
Well, yeah, my instinct for her was that she did not like the music, so we'll stick
we can go with that. But yeah,
So
I think,
you know each other, you're neighbors.
Yeah, I think, and not just neighbors, but I think we're.
I stole his bike one time.
You stole his bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
building
thought
a
you
sweet.
said sold.
No, stole.
she's. We're still friends, but she sold my bike.
My car broke down, and I had to take your bike to get to the gas station to get more wiper fluid. That was the first thing that came to mind.
A critical need for wiper fluid. So critical that she could not drive her own vehicle to get the stuff.
It's a very old lady thing.
Her windshield looked like a portal into hell. It was so bad.
A light was blinking. She doesn't know what it was.
It's gotta be the fluid, the wiper fluid.
She's definitely one of those old ladies where as soon as a light comes on, she does not start the car.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to bring a tie in real quick. Can we say that the bike is a motorcycle that I have been rebuilding a la my summer car?
Sure,
and
absolutely.
I've designed a custom sidecar to go along with it that will house. I think it would have to be my drum set. I'm gonna go drums because I need a whole sidecar just for the drumsticks. I want to be able to. I want a whole sidecar where I can just turn over and like start playing. It's not a full kit,
That's
but
not
like
safe.
no, it's not safe. That's what I'm about.
Says Edith.
It's one of those bicycles that just has like a motor on it.
Basically,
So Johnny,
I haven't gotten far on the sidecar part of it. It's mostly just I'm building a sweet motorcycle.
It's a 50cc.
Yeah.
Johnny is a drummer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Noted.
I got to go with something close to home.
Noted.
That'll be the one thing that I'm gonna know about because I don't know anything about grunge music. I do know about playing drums.
All right. I love that I haven't even asked a question, but yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the whole thing.
Johnny. About Edith.
Sure.
Interesting. What is this character sacrificing to protect you?
To protect me?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I think my parents are probably around. Like I've got parents that are like they're fairly with it. They're not like totally disconnected. They're also not helicopter parents. But I feel like she is the one who knows like just how fervently I intend to get out of here. Like
Gotcha.
I am leaving. I have not sort of expressed that to most other folks. And it's probably because I went off on her when she took my motorcycle to get more wiper fluid. And I like shouted out parts of my plan. It was a little cathartic, and so now we've been kind of friends about it.
I invite you over for ramen noodles sometime.
For ramen noodles. God, this character's ridiculous and I love her. That just drawing out controlled burns all of a sudden really got me. All right, sorry. As you can tell, I love this process.
Johnny, another character about Edith.
Yep.
What is this character doing, either knowingly or unknowingly, that hurts you?
I feel like it's got to be something about the town. Either something that's making me unsure about whether or not I want to leave, or whether or not I should leave. Like maybe it might just be like making me worry for her.
Okay.
She says no to that one.
No, that's. I mean, that's fine. But she's.
Oh, she does not
she'd
think
be
of it like that.
I'm only 26.
Sure.
Like I've been aging backwards since 50. Don't worry about me.
I think she's giving him a reason to stay. I don't know if I want to flesh out the entire thing yet, but it definitely involves like her getting older.
All right.
And like possibly, if you want me to flesh out more of it, I can definitely do it. But, yeah, basically just like giving him a reason to stay, and that's making him really anxious because it goes against everything that he feels like he's believed in forever. 3 years.
That works. Or works for me.
Star Sebastian, Michaela. From Stardew Valley.
Yes. 100%.
Edith. About Johnny, what role does this character play in the best day of your life?
Wait, say that again?
What role does this character play in the best day of your life?
The best day of my life?
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
Big
How old are
question.
you? You're 16?
16. And I would have been willing to... I think our relationship is one that I would have been willing to go really big, like, once or twice. So whatever that means to you, like, I would have been willing to, like, do it big. I'm not, like... It wouldn't be like, yeah, I like, had dinner with you once.
There is a nearby, like, supposedly haunted something or other. Maybe it's part of a town, maybe it's like an underground tour, but for my 70... Wait. I guess it would have to... My birthday this year, because you're only 16.
Which is what she calls it.
He took me on a tour of this, like, haunted something or other.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
It was, like, just, like, a really fun...
Aww.
Like, I haven't done stuff like that ever.
Yeah, I took you spelunking.
Maybe it was
maybe
even
it's
just
a
in the
haunted cave
caves.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haunted splunking.
Haunted feet.
I took
Haunted
you...
feet!
We probably started our tour there.
So this was the best day of your life.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That she can remember.
Yeah, that I can remember.
Sure.
We can like, maybe we could add some, like I said, I would be willing to like go big
Best
once
day-
or twice.
Best
She
day of
lives-
her recent life.
She lives a very humble life.
Sure.
She was a park ranger. She didn't view it as, like, heroism or anything. Like, she just wants to... Like,
Well, I mean,
she
you
doesn't
could
have
have
a
been-
family. She didn't have kids. Like, she never married, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you could have been Firewatch, which they lived on the top of mountains for 4 or 5 months at a time. They would take everything they needed, all the food, up with them, and they would just live on top of the mountain for the entire winter months.
Yeah, and I think it makes perfect sense. Like, you have lived, for the most part, a life of service, sort of in your mind. Like, it's service. I wasn't a hero. I was doing my job.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wasn't lonely. I was doing my job. And I think Johnny was probably respectful during that time. Like, didn't try to, like, baby you or anything, because you were a park ranger, but it was a great day because, like, I respected you and also brought you back to something that you would kind of, unfortunately, had to disconnect from because of your age a bit. Yeah, super cool.
Absolutely. Edith,
That's me.
what does Johnny have that you want to take from them?
His motorcycle.
Okay.
That one's
Super
easy.
And like you legitimately want to steal that from him.
I don't, like, she wouldn't want to steal it from him, but definitely, like, I want it. You're building it
You
for
want
me.
your
I
own
know
motorcycle.
you are.
You're gonna sit in that sidecar instead of that.
Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna be behind the wheel. He's gonna sit in the
Okay.
sidecar.
You're
He's just a kid, man. He doesn't get to drive the thing.
Oh, what if you had like an old like World War II chopper when you were a ranger or something, and you haven't been able to ride it for a while?
Sure.
okay. Francis and Stacy. Do y'all know each other?
Yes, I feel like he keeps trying to come petition my father to take this whole conspiracy crap seriously, and he won't quit.
Yeah, I knew her older brother in elementary school, which is coincidentally the last grade I finished.
Oh God!
How old are you?
32.
32.
Oh God!
So it's not a great relationship.
No, I pester her dad.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like we could get Mama to play Firewatch. I'll gentle her into it.
Yes.
It's a really good game and very pretty, and she'll have a chance to do some photography stuff.
And it's a little spooky.
And so it's a little spooky. Yeah, it's perfect.
It's not spooky. Like, there's no scariness to it.
Yeah.
It's just a really good game.
Really well done.
So to clarify that relationship, you know each other because Francis petitioned Stacy's father's what?
City council office.
Yeah.
Okay.
I constantly go to like their house and the city council office. I constantly meet with him to try to get him to look at the photos of the men in suits.
That's so good. How many times have you turned up on their lawn in the middle of the night? Or even the middle of the day?
If I get a really good photo and I am sprinting my little tush straight from the refinery to their house, shaking the Polaroid, getting it ready to show him.
Okay. Stacy, about Francis. What is the most dishonest thing you've seen this character do?
I wonder if I've like caught him trying to like break in, enter somewhere. Maybe not like our house, because then I feel like I would be afraid of you. But he's like so driven by this oil refinery nonsense that, I mean, I don't want to speak for your character, but I feel like you would go to great lengths to get your proof.
Oh yeah.
So maybe I saw him like cut a chain link fence or something.
Slash
I don't know.
tires.
Slash some tires.
Of out of state. You saw me slash the tires of an out of state car because I thought it was a government official's.
There we go.
That's cool. Yeah, that's intense.
Oh, so okay. So you, Stacey saw Francis slashing tires
Yes.
of a government official?
Because I'm paranoid.
Well, just
so
an
I thought
out
they
of
were coming
state
after me.
vehicle.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it had Washington plates, not DC, just Washington plates.
Okay.
And yeah, I get real nervous because I'm paranoid and I'm superstitious. So I thought they might be following me, so I slashed the tires when they weren't looking, and then cut through some yards so they couldn't follow me. And coincidentally, I cut through her yard because I was coming to tell her dad.
Question. Another question for Stacy about Francis. What are you sure this character is hiding from you?
What am I sure he's hiding from me?
Uh-huh.
He...
Dirt.
Yeah, I mean, he's constantly taking Polaroids, so I feel like he's definitely got, like, blackmail of some sort. I don't know what it is, but I'm nervous about it.
You think I'm trying to blackmail your dad out of the city council
Yeah.
seat?
Sure.
The smallest insignificant seat, but I'm trying to blackmail him out of it.
Small town politics, man.
Municipal politics have its place everywhere.
Okay.
The true terror of the season.
Question for Francis about Stacy. What role did Stacy play in the worst day of your life?
I swore that her dad might be working with the government building, working with the government inside the refinery. So I tried to break into their shed, and she caught me and told her dad, and I got a lot of shit for it.
Ooh. That's solid.
You tried to break into a shed at the oil refinery?
No, into her dad's shed.
Oh, at their house.
You
Yeah.
fell into my lawn!
Because he thought
Yeah, and
that
I got a real stern talking to.
Well, it's no wonder she thinks you're going for blackmail.
Exactly. And that's why so I got off on it, probably just because her dad's a nice guy and didn't want to make a big scene, but she probably thinks that I had some dirt on him and that's why he let me go.
Tuna, if there's one thing we know about the last 3 hours, it's that you're getting off on it. I gotta be careful. That was almost not PG-13.
Almost not.
It's all good. All right. That was. I need to ask one more question. You guys.
So far, I have negative relationships with everyone.
And I don't anticipate it's gonna be.
You don't have. Oh, Stacy. Sorry.
Are you gonna get like a skater boy type like relationship with?
Maybe
with...
I like secretly.
He was
I'm
a
okay
skater
with
boy. She's
Johnny
a
kicks, but not in public.
Francis. How did Stacy betray you the last time you confided in them?
Let's see. Maybe she like told me where her dad. She like made up some fake location of where her dad's gonna be, and so I went and sat at this diner for like 4 hours waiting for her dad to show up because she said he was gonna be there.
Okay.
So she just made an absolute fool out of me as I just sat there in this diner for like 6 hours waiting for him to show up.
Well, that's better than what I was thinking.
All right, what were you thinking?
I was imagining calling the cops on you.
No, that too. Yeah, there you go. That could be a good one too.
All right. I like it. Okay, so we've had that was Stacy and Francis. Johnny and Francis.
Hey.
Y'all know each other?
Definitely. I'm pretty sure we go to the same high school.
Well, this is Johnny and Francis.
Oh, sorry.
Are you?
We do go to the same high school, but neither of us are enrolled.
Sorry.
Me and Francis both go to high school. Neither one of us are enrolled.
Well, you live next to Edith, and you got a cool motorcycle, so.
I do. I don't know. Do we? I don't feel like we do necessarily know each other.
I mean, I feel like I know of you just because you live next to Edith, and I'm there pretty often, so I'm sure she probably talks about you, but maybe I've never met you.
Yeah, I think, like, and that's typically how it works in this game, Halfbit, right? Like, typically with the I don't know you, there's still some sort of relationship between the characters in some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
be.
I think the basics of it are, yeah, we don't know each other.
Yeah,
Okay.
Edith just talks about the nice kid that lives next door.
Because I think of any of the four of us, I'm probably the least involved. Like, Frizz is involved against her will, but I think I'm the least involved in sort of the conspiracy side of the town.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's good.
And he's the most.
Johnny.
Yeah.
About Francis.
Yeah.
Why do some members of the town seek out Francis?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like, Francis, do you have some, like, sort of trade or something, or some skill that you're genuinely very good at, but it's challenging to get you to kind of focus? Like, you could make a very solid business of it in town if you weren't so focused on other things? Or do you feel like that's kind of out of line with your character?
Maybe I'm also, like, a journalist or something. Like, that's why I have all this photography and, like, all these articles I'm writing, but, like, I'm forced to also write on the local stuff.
Private detective on the DL?
Private. I was thinking more just, like, local newspaper. But, yeah, I could be private detective.
No, it's your character. You gotta be the one that's, like, connected with it. So, yeah, I think
I like journalists.
Yeah,
I just feel like, I would love private detective, don't get me wrong, but I is that too much, though, for, like, this little thing? I don't know. Maybe that would be good. I find people. I'm good at finding people.
Maybe the town thinks you're a journalist, but like you haven't revealed that you're a detective.
Well, I'm just good at finding people, so people hire me to look.
He's not actually a detective.
Yeah, I feel like unlicensed.
He just has a lot of really good skills that would make him a good detective if he just got out of the conspiracy.
Yeah, skills and instincts. Like, he definitely has the right mindset for it, but he's not licensed. People are just like, hey, could you help me with this thing?
All I really do is
licensed
find
to
Black Dog.
detect.
Yeah, my dog's missing.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you're always out walking around. If you see my dog, can you bring it home? And I'm like, I'm on the case.
Yeah.
So let's just put, you're a journalist. You definitely have journalism skills, but you're also kind of a private detective, or could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sound good?
Yeah, I think so.
Aspiring private detective.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, thinking like you're doing the work of like establishing a career with all of this conspiracy stuff.
Yeah. Getting cats out of trees and finding the necklace somebody lost down by the lake.
Yeah, a big learn by doing kind of guy.
Yeah.
This is
Interesting
very good.
question. For Francis about Johnny. What is this character doing to threaten you or your family's reputation?
Ooh. I don't know. I don't really know him very well. He tries to... I would consider Edith my family, and she talks about him a lot, and that makes me upset and jealous because, I mean, Edith and I
You're
are
my
supposed to be
grandson, damn it.
friends.
Yeah, you're supposed to be tight.
Yeah, we're supposed to be tight, and she always talks about this kid next door who's really nice, and
Okay,
You
so
know, like-
you're jealous of Johnny.
yeah, like I don't care. I don't care about this kid. Like I want to talk about not ghosts. You know?
I don't
For
care
her
that he
sake, we'll
brought
call
you
them
ramen
ghosts
back
that come
the
down
grocery
from the
store.
sky in a spaceship.
Yeah, have you just
like
taken
that.
to calling every like anomaly a ghost just so she'll talk about it?
Yeah, there's ghosts in suit at their oil refinery.
All right. Okay, so now we have, I believe we just have Johnny and Stacy left.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yep.
Okay, I'm assuming you guys know each other,
Probably.
since you go to the same school, but do you know each other?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
The question is how?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for your question because I'm not sure about this one yet.
All right. Stacy, about
Played football in
Johnny.
school.
She plays
What
football,
is-
yeah.
She was a cheerleader.
No, she
What
plays
is the bravest thing you've seen Johnny do?
Oh boy. Probably come to school wearing the clothing he does.
That is such a mean girl answer.
Yeah, that was like you have found your tone. Well done. You have found the voice of this character very quickly.
Man. He must be brave if he dresses like that.
Ooh, that's a courageous outfit.
And I'll let you describe your outfit, but that's how I feel
Yeah,
about
what
it.
does Johnny wear to school?
Oh, I think
Nirvana
it's just
graphic
like
tees.
this, but like greasy. Like essentially, it's very similar to this. It's all like home done. I probably didn't use scissors on the sleeves like I did with this. I probably just like tore them off because that's important to me for some reason.
Strong.
Because I'm strong.
You have safety pin shoulder things,
Absolutely.
like shoulder tassels.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's definitely not like dark and goth. It's just super grunge. So I'm gonna here.
He's
let me.
90s grunge before the 90s. He's a hipster.
He's
He's an 80s hipster, everybody. Watch
Yeah,
out.
just like punk.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna look up grunge aesthetic outfits. Hold on. Yeah, just like a lot
Oh,
of
do you have a mohawk?
me ripping my own clothing, and I probably have some low key seamster skills because of this that I don't tell anyone about for sure. I make my own patches, and I wear a big padlock on a chain as a necklace.
Oh god.
Why? I'd be so heavy.
That's
Yeah.
like Flavor Flavish.
Yeah, so's my fucking music. Oh, there it is.
Oh no!
I dropped the F-bomb. There it is, gang. Oops.
That's one.
That's the one. That's the one we get. So we got to stay away from it now.
Stacy, question about
Sorry,
Johnny.
folks.
What number is it? Why do you dislike this character when all the other characters seem to love them?
I think like secretly I'm intimidated by him.
Okay.
He seems like very, like outwardly he seems very sure of himself. I mean, obviously he's coming to school wearing that. And so I think that like I'm not used to that. That like throws me off my game.
Isn't used to kind of his confidence level?
Yeah. Like I think people see me and they are immediately like a little bit, like they're a little shook up, and it's like the reverse when I see him walking down the hallway.
Yeah, because
Sure.
I definitely put up a real front for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, interesting. Johnny,
Yeah, man, what's up?
what item did Stacy give you that you treasure?
Oh, snap. Okay, so probably because we're not on like great terms, I feel like it's got to be something that you gave me that you didn't really place any importance on necessarily. I have no idea. I'm gonna need help, gang.
I gave you a flyer like to vote for me for student body president, and you took it real personally.
Why would I-
Like I need your vote specifically.
Oh, the one. Look,
I don't know.
Pin.
Oh yeah, you've got
She's got
your
some
12
really
pieces
cool
of flair.
like, graphic designs on her "Vote for Me" pins, and it looks really
There we
awesome.
go.
Okay.
And you have it, and it was your first pin in your collection.
I got you. Okay, well, here's my thought. I'm gonna bend that a little bit. I don't think it was my first
loud.
pin, but I have like, there's something about like it was the design of it was super inspiring, and I want to I've been sketching band logos around a similar idea. So I like it. I sort of keep it on my jacket, like pinned underneath a couple of other buttons, but
Under the collar?
that's the one that's like under the collar, perfect.
Yes.
But that one is like that one's important. There's something I don't know. I just like all the other
There's a
other
squeal
stuff
on
I've seen
it.
is just visually not right. That one's the magic one. That like
All right.
You try to scratch her name off of it a little bit just so it's the design.
Yeah, I think I've tried to like Sharpie this design onto my bass drum.
Yeah.
So, Stacy gave Johnny a pin that was probably like
Campaign something.
a campaign pin,
Yeah.
and you just really liked the design of it.
Yeah, it is
It's perfect.
It fits perfectly. With
Was perfect
with
to
like
his aesthetic.
it's the aesthetic that the music that I do has. That was
have.
almost English. The music that I do has this aesthetic. There we go. It's just perfect. And I don't know, maybe something had to happen to it first, like a combination of her design and also I fell on it while I beefed it on my motorcycle and so it got a scratch on it too.
Sure.
Maybe it was some combination of those two things. Like, that's how I describe my music. Beautiful but scraped.
Oh, gross. That was the worst.
No, it was really good. I'm
it's the
in
worst.
Hey, I'm boastful. Right? That was the one?
And I'm
Just
blunt.
gravelly.
Gravelly. Yeah, I'm boastful. I'm boastful.
And I'm blunt. That was
I
awful.
put the link for the vest that I found in the what is it, the other chat.
You also put a
Roll 20.
an additional thing, which is a very interesting phrase. Okay. Yeah, this is good. I would say mine's less dark than this, but definitely the same like rat-a-tat kind of attitude.
Acid-washed.
Yeah, it's just
It's
acid
the
washed
80s.
instead. Yeah.
All
True.
right, Johnny. What could make you betray Stacy?
I don't think it would take a ton. I don't know, something. It's got to be something like if I felt like it was going to help get me out of here. I feel like like to hijack some of the like political, like the stupid small town political fervor stuff in favor of, like, if I can hijack that toward my music or my band. I don't even know if I've got a band.
Oh, I got it.
What's up?
Class president gets to have a backstage pass to the Flock of Seagulls when they come play. So now you're trying to beat her. You would undermine her just to get class president to meet them.
I gotcha. So I am like super begrudging. Like, nobody understands why this kid suddenly wants to have anything to do with this. But he's like, yep, all right, there it is. We found it.
And then I gave you the pin as like a joke, but you actually like wound up liking it after the fact.
And this is what makes you guys know each other more now too. You guys are both running for president.
Absolutely, and I'm doing it in like an inept, sort of like totally disorganized fashion that has got to just drive you nuts.
It's literally a piece of printer paper with Sharpie on it, like vote for,
If
for Johnny Kicks.
I think
everyone knows that you hate the Flock of Seagulls, but you just want to see if you can meet their band manager and maybe get the ins with like their producer or
Johnny
something.
for Prez,
absolutely,
maybe.
and in the back of my head, like, this might be my ticket. Like, this might be my ticket to, like, I just need like 10 minutes in a room alone with their manager, where I can like whip out my drumsticks, do some paradiddles on a makeup counter, and like, this is it. Then I'm in, or then I'm out, rather. But yeah, I think my campaign posters are probably stencils on old newspapers that I just hang out. Like, I do a quick stencil with a rattle can and then put it on the wall.
Old 40 Society newsletters that Edith throws out.
Yeah, definitely.
It's coming full circle.
Oh, it's so good. This is really good. This is super good stuff, gang.
Yeah, when are we gonna do our one shot?
All right. That is our list of questions down.
Woo!
Good session, folks.
Indeed.
I don't know if we need to go over this stuff now. Maybe we can talk about this stuff later. I'm not sure.
I also think we can do some things off stream.
Yeah. I don't know how long you had to go tonight, Sam.
I think this is a great spot to call it. Folks,
Sure.
For all of us who are here on stream right now, I'll give you more time in a second here, Halfbit, but I did want to say for everyone here, we would really like to do an actual one-shot of this, at the very least. We're going to try and coordinate that for sometime this month. I think I'm not particularly busy, and I think Halfbit is slightly more busy than I am. I know Tuna, Frizz, and Mama Cass are all like, it might be a challenge to fit this into their schedules. But the idea is we would love to take this and do an actual one-shot adventure in this with Mr. Halfbit running and us all playing our characters here. I will keep you all updated on that on Discord. Like I said, we are going to definitely try to make this happen. Ideally this month. If not, then we'll hold this and try it for the future. But like I said, I am hoping that y'all can be expecting to hear about something this month at some point. We're gonna have to coordinate about that off stream, but keep these things in mind, folks. This was a really fun session. I think we've got a great little history built up here. I'm gonna be releasing this video in 2 or maybe 3 parts on YouTube over the coming month in preparation for sort of in the lead up to the one shot that we're gonna be hopefully doing. But keep your eyes on this space. I've got a link here that I'm gonna be putting into the chat here. This is for a channel in the Discord specifically related to this adventure we're doing here. This is the Kids on Bikes channel. Let me go ahead and put that in chat right here. Just a moment. I gotta get all of our videos up again. Hold on. I just hope everyone landed in the right spot, even though I'm not confident that they did. It's coming, I promise. Here we go. There's the dang thing. Folks, yeah, Intikana, this was fantastic. I think the connections and everything have been a lot of fun, and this is one of the great strengths of this system. Kids on Bikes does this really well, but it's not just Kids on Bikes. Mr. Halfbit does this really well as well, and I want to thank you, Mr. Halfbit, for doing the prep necessary to introduce this system to us and to everybody watching. Like we talked about before, Mr. Halfbit, you can find him on Twitch by the same name and on Instagram. He's much more active on Instagram than I am because I can't figure that thing out. But he is going to be. I know I'm bringing the boomer energy today.
45 years old.
Yeah, I'm Edith.
What is Instagram?
Mr. Halfbit's going to be streaming coming up here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're going to be streaming soon?
The plan is to stream more stuff like this, either on my channel or on here on Sidecar. I'm also just going to be playing a lot of story games because I like story games and I haven't played a whole lot of them. Probably some music streams as well. Possibly some readings like Sidecar does here. Mm-hmm. But a variety of things.
Yeah, I would love to be doing more collaborating with you on different things. We've talked a little bit about the possibility of doing some Fiasco, which is another great, very narrative-based game that I think would go down right smooth. Got anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to direct people's attention toward?
Not really. I just had one little thing I need to talk about with the game.
Sure.
If that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Just so everybody knows, there is a 5th character that is added to your party. This is the character, the powered character.
Yeah.
It is. It adds a lot of the supernatural to the game. And it's interesting because I kind of build this skeleton of the character. Mm-hmm. And in session 1, we as a group are introduced to the character. And then I basically hand the character over to you guys. And you play this character that will have some odd supernatural power. I decide what the character's D20 and D4 is, and then you guys decide what everything else is. And
cool. I don't think I remembered that part.
Yeah, I looked at it a little bit. I looked into it a little bit more, and I'm trying to have it be less on my control and more on your control.
Sure.
And like in a sort of a one-shotty 2-session thing that Mama Cass and Sidecar and I did, the powered character could communicate with the animals telepathically.
Yeah.
So something along that line, possibly. But that adds the last element of creativity to this game.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about that off stream so that can kind of be a surprise. We'll be able to kind of load that in for folks and introduce them when the time comes.
But look forward to that.
Yeah,
it's very fun.
Indeed.
And that's all I have.
Cool.
Thank you, everybody, a lot. I really, really appreciate this. I've been itching to play this game so much, and I think we're finally gonna get a good chance to do that.
Yeah. And as per usual, the system has served us well, and I think we got some great synergy pretty quickly here. Like, this is going to be a really cool one. I'm loving our conspiracy theorist. I'm so glad that Tuna Sunday gets to play out this fantasy you've had for such a long time. Folks, Tuna_Sunday all over the place. Tuna, what do you got to say to the people?
Just thank you. I know nothing about this system, so coming into it, I didn't know at all what to expect, but it's been so much fun so far.
Yeah.
You know me, I love world building, I love character building. I could sit here and make up 800 fake backstories for you if need be. None of them relevant, but all of them good.
You should design one of those websites where people can randomize NPCs. Like, just write down all your ideas, put them in a spreadsheet, and assign a number to them so that people can roll on the table.
Oh yeah, I know how to build a random number generator in Notepad, so I could probably build something. I'll have to get with Hen. Hen's the actual software engineer, so
our patron saint of spreadsheets.
Yeah.
Tuna, thank you very much for being with us here today. And Miss Frizzle, it sounds like you mentioned you don't have much. That is totally fine. I want to say thank you.
You cannot find me on Twitch. I am not on any platforms. I'm only here for the crew, the big crew.
She's only here. And captainsonly.com.
CaptainDate.com.
Is that what it is? Dang it.
Yes.
But Miss Frizzle, thank you very much for taking the time. That's the one I was going to go with first, actually. I decided to deviate past it. But thank you very much. You're busy, and so are you, Mama Cass. Thank you very much for joining us. Mama Cass came straight off a meeting today to join us, so thank you so much for taking the time. Do you have anything you would like to say to the good people?
Also, can't find me on Twitch. Sometimes I throw beans into Sam's face, but that's about it. That's my role here.
Catch me here every Thursday, chucking them beans in the boy's face. Everyone, I want to say thank you all very much for watching. Again, my name is Sam. This is Sidecar Stories. You can find me here every Tuesday through Friday doing various story-based things. Tuesdays and Fridays, I play some game stuff. If you want all of the schedule, go to the schedule channel here in Discord. You can find the link right there. This has been a blast. Like I said, friends, thank you very much. Scooter Patrol, thank you all so much. And I hope that y'all will look forward to this as we move forward. If you want to find out what I'm doing for the rest of this month, you can head over to, I got through it close enough. You can find inside my notifications channel, you can find my schedule for the month of October. And now that I think about it, should probably put that in my schedule channel, shouldn't I?
That would, I mean, it's schedule.
That is where I looked for it and couldn't find it.
All right, well, I know what I'm doing now. Everyone, thank you so very much. I will see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.